Hey, what's up? What's happening, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Blessed and highly favored, brother.
Hey. So, dude, you've been coming up the ranks fast recently.
Yeah.
Well, at least to the perception of other people.
Yeah.
Right.
To those that don't like see my grind, it looks like I came up overnight. But yeah, I've been doing this for about 5 years.
Yeah, because the platform that you're going through the process of right now really pushes it to people's eyes like straight away.
Most definitely, man. Like, and it's just attributed to like what happens behind the scenes coming to light. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Fuck. So, what's the journey been like, dude?
The journey was like there's like a big struggle when it comes to like entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like when you leave your 9 to 5, your cushy, like I'm gonna get paid every single week job to all right, cool. Let me try to figure this out. And you might not get paid for it because it works on ticket systems, or like if you don't have a name for yourself, then like no one's just gonna be like, hey, we'll pay you this amount, $1,000 to come and do a spot.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of betting on yourself. So you always got to bet on yourself. Like from the very beginning, like I had tickets on myself. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So how did you get started in all this?
Just because of my hate for laboring.
Is that all it was? Like you were just like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore.
I used to work at Coles Group, man. It wasn't like the reason why.
Shout out Coles.
Yeah, shout out Coles, man. It wasn't the reason why I got into comedy, but it was definitely instrumental for why I had to make it work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because like the time that we'd wake up for work and like we were breaking our backs for money, and like I just like, man, I'm looking at some of the dudes that were working there. They were like 50 years old, and they were changing the system to where you have to work harder to make your money.
Oh shit.
So it's like, man, like if any given day they want to be like, this is not for me anymore, like they can't just quit and be like, who's gonna hire like a 50-year-old? You know what I mean? Like
that's the problem with like larger companies, right? Because they don't really see their people as people. They see them as numbers.
Numbers.
So you wanted to break free of that, the chains of that.
Yeah, I wanted to break out of that. Just because one, like it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And it was just the ends to a means, to be honest with you, man. Like I got into that job when I was, I forgot what age I was. Like I think I was like 21, like 20 actually. And it gave me all the financial freedom to actually do everything I ever wanted. Like I got 4 weeks a year with annual leave, yeah. And traveling was big for me. Like whether it was because I've been traveling all my life. Like whether it was because of like negative reasons like war and poverty. Like we're always traveling and moving around. Like so we're just like nomads. So we just moved around a lot.
Right.
And then like even as a kid, I had like cataract problems. So my mom would take me out of the refugee camp and take me to like Nairobi, which was like the capital city of Kenya, to go see doctor specialists and stuff like that. So we were traveling all the time. Like and then when I got a job where I was able to travel, because I got the travel bug, which allowed me to be able to travel all the time. Like it was like I'm making this much. Like I was on like $80K a year, not to brag or nothing.
Yeah. No.
But
well,
like,
that's good.
Yeah.
Man.
Like and I hated that job, but I loved what it provided.
The
for
freedom,
me.
right?
Yeah. Like I got to like I moved out from my mom's house at the age of 21. Had my own place, paying my own bills, like making my own way. Then I had my first daughter, and like money makes the world go around, whether we want to like it or not. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Especially when you got on, like you've got to follow that shit. And like when you first get the job, you're like, holy shit, because money provides options, right?
Yeah, money. Like they say, money does not make you happy.
Yeah,
money can buy you some happiness.
Yeah,
like
it provides you more freedom, more options to do what you want to do in the world.
You ever seen how unhappy a broke person is? Like,
oh, dude.
Yeah, but broke people are the happiest people though. But once you put into the equation, like say for example, living in a I wouldn't say Perth is a big city, but like from the conditions that I grew up in, like in the refugee camps and stuff, we didn't have to pay for rent and have the risk of being evicted. Because we didn't have,
it wasn't a part of the reality.
Yeah, it wasn't a part of the reality. You know what I mean? Like, but here in like the big world, like if you're late on your phone bill, your phone gets cut. If you're late for your electricity bill, you have no power. Like if you're late on your whatever, you can't buy food. Like money makes the world go around out here in the Western world. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
well, so I was stuck in this job. where it provided me with the finances to be able to do whatever it is I wanted to do. But at the same time, I hated it. So it was a trap. It was a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Like, it provided me what I wanted to do, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled doing the job. And just remember, like, for those of you that forget, like, we spend more time working than we do with our loved ones.
Yeah.
Like, in a 24 hours time period, if you have a 9 to 5 and you're working 8-hour shifts, like, there's 1 hour getting ready for work. Then there's the 8.5 hours that you spend at work. Then there's the 1 hour coming back from work. And then you come back home, it's like dinner, shower, sleep for 8 hours. Like, you spend more time at work than you do with your loved ones. So, like, I just hated the fact that I was doing something that took me away from what it was that made me feel good. So, yeah.
Fuck, man. Do you feel like that's a lot of people's want?
That's a reality.
Getting out of that. Do you think that that's like what the most of the people that get into, say, like comedy? Do you think it's a want to just break free, or is it more the passion of like being able to, you know, be free with your creativity?
Yeah, well, like, I myself, like, I've always been an outspoken person. So comedy just gave me that vehicle to be able to, like, to speak and send my message. And my message has always been, like, we're all the same but different. Like, everyone's interesting in their own way. And the fact of the matter is, like, this hierarchy where there's poor, rich, there's frowned upon people in society and those that are favored. Like, my whole thing has always been that like, don't look at me any differently because of my skin tone or because of my have-nots.
Yeah.
Like judge me on my like my character and my merit. Like
who you are as a person.
Who I am as a person. Yeah. So like so I always like try to push that, and like I try to uplift those that have nots. I try to uplift that.
Yeah. There's plenty of them, man.
Yeah, so many of them. They come in different shapes and forms. Like, everyone's oppressed in some sort of way or shape. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say everyone, like, but like the 99. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So more about the refugee camps. How did that go about? What's the story to that?
So like to anyone that doesn't know about South Sudan, Sudan as a country, like Sudan had the longest reigning civil war in the world.
The longest reigning
the longest civil war like in Africa, I think it was actually. No, in the world actually. Yeah, like the longest like civil war. So that meant like we were fighting for over like 50 years.
Yeah, right.
And long before I was born and during while I was born, like that war leaked into the area that my mum and my dad was living in, and they fled Sudan because that's when it really got hot. To neighboring Ethiopia. Ethiopia was taking on refugees at the time. Like, that's the nearest country. They walked from Sudan to Ethiopia.
And how far is that?
That is like probably like the distance between like Perth to maybe, I want to say Darwin, but like don't quote me. Like, I mean, like so like they walked countries. Well, my dad still reminds me now. Like, I walked 3 countries. I'm like, Baba, you should have just left me if you're gonna keep reminding me. What you want, a cookie? Like, you did what you were supposed to do, man.
Oh shit! But that's wild, dude. That's like what people post about these days, right? And they're like, "Fuck, look what I did. I walked to Darwin."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but millions of people are probably doing this elsewhere.
You should have seen this out, man. Like, as far as I can see, it was just people with what it is that they could take. You know what I mean? Like,
fuck, man.
It was just bags and people carrying their kids. Like, just like if you ever just like search up like refugees migrating, you'll see. As far as I can see, is just people just wandering aimlessly to a destination trying to find refuge.
Shit, man.
So they found refuge in Ethiopia, and my mom eventually gave birth to me there. We lost like each other at one point as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think for like maybe 3 months or something. Like the family like we lost communication. And back in those days, there was no like mobile phones where you could be like, hey, just meet me at the Rock. Like you know what I mean?
It was a coincidence that you found each
No,
other.
you just got to ask people.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you got to describe what it is that you're wearing. Remember, like thousands and thousands of people, like whatever. Like you got to describe. Have you seen my son? Like I mean that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So
did your parents tell you like how old were you at the time?
I was so when I was born in Ethiopia. So so when the whole Ethiopia thing happened, like we were in Ethiopia for 3 years, like in Itang, which was like a refugee camp there, and like Mengistu, which was like the president or whatever. They came. There was like another war that broke out. We had to flee from Ethiopia. By foot to Kenya, and that's where my dad was like used to carry. Like my dad would always like tell me, "Do you remember when we walked from Narus with my backpack on my back and you on my shoulder and gun on my left?" I'm like, "No, I don't, because I was 3, Dad." Yeah. But yeah, like that they had to walk to Kenya.
Holy shit!
To which another refugee camp was set up there in Kakuma.
So there was a really like slim chance that it was working out for your parents and yourself.
Many didn't make it, bro.
Yeah, because I wouldn't imagine there'd be a bunch of like fresh water around that area.
And also just remember we're in Africa as well, so like you're walking between like where wildlife and like
like lions
and like all that sort of
fuck
shit. So,
that.
Yeah, so like wild baboons and like that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Yeah, it's like it's miraculous that they survived that. I mean, I say they. I was like,
you were there.
I was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we found refuge in Kakuma, and we called that home for about maybe 3.5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Almost 4, and then what happened was there was a Christian organization that was like sponsoring people. Like refugee status, so we qualified on the shortlist, and like they sponsored us to Australia.
Wild.
Yeah, the Edmund Rice Centre.
What was the chances of that happening?
That was so. Imagine if you like grabbed a fistful of like sand.
Yeah.
Pick a couple grains out of it.
Oh wow. Yeah. Fuck.
When we first arrived here, like Perth as a whole, there was probably like maybe like 20 or 30 African families. So that were already here. We were the African community. Like what you see right now is the end result, but like we were the African community.
So you guys first came here to Perth after that 6-year ordeal?
Yeah, so we came to Perth. They situated us in Girraween, right next to Mercy College, 19A Golders Way.
I used to live in Girraween.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And like our neighbours were fucking beautiful. Sue, who this Australian lady had two kids, Ben and Kiara. We learnt everything we knew from them.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we didn't know a lick of English, by the way. So it was like pointing, what's that? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, wow.
Like learning what the word for what's that.
Shit.
So we can now say, what's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like starting from scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was like one of those like situations.
How old were they?
So Ben was, I think he was 3 or 4.
Yeah, okay.
I was 8. No, Ben might have been 5 actually. This is the craziest thing. Sue found me because she saw me on Australia's Got Talent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so after like 20 plus years of not, like, you know what I mean, they moved and like, we moved to Balladura.
Oh, damn.
And so she found me based on the TV show.
Holy shit. Dude.
Yeah, and then like she since, like, was like, hey, it's Sue from next door. I don't know if you remember me. And she's like sent through photos and stuff. Like stuff that we didn't have access to.
Oh, wow.
Like our first pictures and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
that's wild, bro.
Yeah, on some fucking trippy shit. You know what I mean? Like
shit.
Yeah,
dude.
man. So like I stayed communicated with her because like she's my family. Like we moved to different areas. Like I mean, and because of like if you look at how technology is as a whole, you can now find people that you will never be able to find. You know what I mean? Like if matter of fact, like I think that, what was it? There was because of technology, we're able to find serial killers from like you know what I mean?
Yeah, no shit.
Like they found like proper serial killers.
Yeah.
Like because of DNA evidence.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Like people getting those ancestral like DNA and then they're like, oh, that's the genetic marker of the person we're looking for. Then they locate the area and who best fit that description. They've since found people like that because of technology. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So so Sue found me and like we've since been communicating and like her son and her daughter like got their own kids and like you know what I mean. But they're like about the same age as like my kids. You know what I mean? Like my two youngest.
Oh,
like
that's cool.
when we first came.
Dude. So how many years do you remember how many years it took to like fully be fluent in English?
I wouldn't say how long it took to be fluent, but able to like speak it. I think we arrived in November, and then like mid-year, the following year, 1997. So we came in 1996 in November, and the following year, I started school, but I think I started like mid-semester, like halfway.
Okay. Right.
So like I went to school in Kundula. It was the ILC, which was the intensive English learning, whatever.
Yeah.
Like so I went there, and then I was good enough to be able to, not good enough, but like I was now able to go to another school where I can start year 5 or year 4.
Okay, so it's quite early on in the curriculum stage. Like
if you look at kids, for example, right? Like from the moment that they begin speaking, it's like a 1 year process when you see from dada, mama, and then like
word after word.
Yeah, word after word. You know what I mean? Like to where they've got like a full vocabulary. So like I'd say because I was already like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like wasn't about that no more. It was just about, okay, so that's called a Red Bull. Okay, I know that for next time. You know what I mean? Like it was like one of those situations. So I think it was like there would be like broken English, like where you mix up words, but you.
It's almost like learning how to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do that first, and then.
Shouts out for the cigar, by the way.
No, you're all good.
This is nice. This is smooth.
Yeah, Familia Cigars, brother. That's Dominican Republic tobacco. Shout out Anando.
Shout out to Nando.
Anando.
Sorry, my apologies.
Yes.
English is a second language.
Full discussion about how good you are at English. Shit, dude, that's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
So, because like the wild thing is that you wouldn't have almost that kind of presence that you would have on stage if you didn't come. Like everything lined up at the right time, right? Like you left. Was it Kenya?
Yep, Kenya.
Left Kenya, came here while you were still young, still early in the sponge development of human beings. You know, you soak up everything. Yeah. Well, you're like soaking up Australian. It's like such a switch.
Yeah, 100%. And then you've got also the obstacles that come with it as well.
Yeah.
Like you're a fish out of water. Like there was the racism part of things as well.
Was it bad?
Yeah. Oh, it was the worst. Like right now, I look at people that just came here.
Yeah.
I'm like, you motherfuckers have got it easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody hated us.
A lot more inclusive.
It's like everyone is a lot more. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to see someone like that and just be like, oh, it's now a choice.
Yeah.
To judge someone based on that.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
the only thing on that is though, right? Those people aren't educated. They're probably just stuck in their fucking bubble, right? Yeah. Because there's a dude in America, and I can't remember his name. Starts with a D, motherfucker. But he sits down. He's a black man, and he sits down with KKK people.
I know who you're talking about. He's like a reverend sort of. Yeah. And he's recruited them back out of the hateful way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah,
that dude is doing wild things, and it just 100%. Goes to show it's just your programming, man.
Yeah, man. Like 100%, man. Like
a lot of it's just inherited.
Nobody is born hateful.
No.
Matter of fact, the first thing that you learn as a human being is how to love. Mm-hmm. Then you get programmed to hate.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Learn how to love.
And it's so easy to love as well. You know what I mean? Like, like if you look at it, like say for example, right? It's so easy that that we even like think, how did you get here? Because if you look at an infant, the connection that an infant has with its mother, it's just chemistry. Yeah, it's love at first sight. Like a baby, without even like being able to see, because the first or whatever when it's born has no sight because it's had its eyes closed for 9 months. knows its mother, and like when a different person's holding it. You know what I mean?
It's like the most recognizable thing is your mother because she's the first thing you saw.
Exactly, man. So like you learn love, and then from that you're like, oh, stay away from him, or men are bad, or like, white people. Like, that is installed in you.
Yes, 100%.
You get taught that. Like love, you just inherit it. You inherit love, and then people teach you hate.
It comes from your surroundings as well, and the history that we're taught is that, you know, white people are the dominant figure. They've overtaken certain countries, so this is like their government. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably why the government still has racist laws. Like, did you know Aboriginal people were classed as fauna and wildlife up until the 1960s?
Oh, 100%. But dude, there's some gnarly shit like that used to happen, man. Like even stuff that you wouldn't, like, I even feel bad even bringing this up. Like, they used to bury, like, little kids neck deep in sand and kick their heads and see who could kick it the furthest. Like, that's a different kind of hate, you know what I mean? Like, that's installed for you to think that you are better than. Like, it's terrible, man. Like, and that's we need to change that in society. We need to change that supremacy that you are better than. And we're getting better as a people, like, because you can see that. Because if you look at like advertisement, for instance, like up until like maybe 10, 20 years ago, you would go to a chemist, and if it shows, like, if you see what is like a normal family, it'll be a white family on there. Like, if you see a commercial, a white family. Like, you never see a mixed race couple in a commercial. Like, you to this very day, I still yet to find a black Band-Aid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Why are all Band-Aids considered skin color?
Yeah.
But it's pink.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, we're getting better as a people, but we have so much work to do.
Yeah, it's like a tan color, right?
Yeah, like we have so much work to do, man. Like, we have so much work to do.
Yeah. Well, big ups to the companies like that blue aid, you know. It's just a blue Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, we're out of the equation on this one. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, there it is systemic. It does come from your programming, unfortunately, but like, everything
negative is considered a different thing. I mean, like,
yeah, I just feel like it's all moving in the right direction.
Such a pure white heart, and then you look at the negative stuff, blackmail, black heart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's being programmed to for you to look and hear that and think negatively.
Yeah, hear it in a negative sense.
Yeah.
I wonder if the English language was written racist, or if it was just propagated through the people that hold the knowledge of English.
Well, like England as a whole, do you remember? Like, they consider themselves the superior race.
I wouldn't put it past them. No, they still think they have the best food.
No, but if you didn't think like you weren't the superior race, then you wouldn't have went on a whole expedition to conquer. But we can't hate on that, because that's what was normal back then.
Yeah.
Like, it's about how do we right that wrong now? Like, the Queen, rest in peace, still sports and like has stolen jewels on her diamond, reminding people how it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you go to, like, as close as home, you go to Newman. There's a big statue in front of an indigenous reserve of a white family pointing at the iron ore,
like the fields.
Yeah, the field, like reminding people how it is that you lost your land. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
In front of an indigenous like reserve, like in Newman, like right in front of it, dude.
That's like literally still their land.
Yeah, but like showing, like it's to give you context. It's a white man.
That is Aboriginal land.
Yeah, a white man with his family. He's got his briefcase and he's pointing at where the iron ore reserve is at, like in front of an indigenous reserve where they all like live. Mm. Just reminding you every single day about how you lost your piece of land.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah, man. Like they've been trying to get it down, but like my whole thing is like, why? Like, how's this like even debatable?
Yeah. Like, why is it still up and it's 2022?
If it makes someone feel bad, why is it that? And someone says it makes me feel bad. Why is it so hard to remove that? That's showing superiority. You're like, oh, just tough luck. You know what I mean?
There's a statue in Kings Park still of, I can't remember the dude, but it's of somebody who's killed like 150 Aboriginal people.
Yeah.
And he's just chilling up in the hill.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know, like, why?
The worst one, I wouldn't even say the worst one because there's so many terrible ones. I don't want to downplay how bad like each and every one is.
Of course.
Like France, for instance, right? They colonized Haiti. And Haiti was the first country to ever start the revolution against the colonial powers. Like they beheaded and like took back from the colonial powers. France retreated and left Haiti. You know what happened next? France gave Haiti a fine that they've been paying to this very day because they said they lost money on land that they colonized. Haiti has been in debt with France to this very day.
What the fuck?
Because of them standing up to the colonial powers.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. Like, it's one thing that has happened, it's another that we allow it to continue to happen.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Haiti was once considered one of the richest countries in the world.
So they wanted to claim the land, and then they find.
So France came and colonized Haiti.
Yeah, of course.
And
but they wanted to claim the entire country as their own.
Yeah, Haiti. And then when the Haitian people, they did like have the land for long.
Yeah.
But the revolution started, and the Haitians fought back to the oppressors, and then like got the strong arm over them. They retreated and left. But then France was like, no, we've lost money now because of this revolution that you guys started. You should just remain as slaves. So what they said, they gave the Haitian government a fine of something, whatever stupid trillion. And the Haitian people have been paying that fine back to them because of them fighting back.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's programming, man. Like, and it's like I said, it's one thing that it's happened. But it's another that we're allowed to.
Happening.
It's another that we're allowed to continue to happen. An injustice, anyway, is an injustice. Like, how can we be like, Russia, get out of Ukraine?
Yeah.
But then you're like, pay the fine, Haiti.
That's not okay.
You're literally getting upset with someone for fighting. If I came to your house and I like refused to leave.
Yeah, and then I kick you out.
And you kick me out, and then I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I've actually lost money because now I have to pay rent somewhere else.
So you pay me.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay you.
Yeah. I have to pay rent somewhere else now because you kicked me out.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's not cool. That's wild.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Like, why the fuck are we so insistent on this whole vibe and like perception of what we're doing in the Ukraine? Why is that so prominent?
Yeah.
We don't hear a fucking word about what's happening in Haiti with that.
Yeah, man. And like,
that kind of funds being drawn from the GDP, that would not be good for a country.
Nah, dude. Like,
trillions?
That's what's kept them in debt since the revolution.
And they've had to go through fucking like earthquakes and volcanoes and shit.
Famine, like Haiti has never been able to get out of that debt because of that. And like to this very day, they still have to pay that fucking. I don't know if it's since been removed, but Haiti is considered a third world country, and it was actually a thriving country, like back before the during the colonial days.
God damn,
it's nuts, dude.
That is fucking wild.
But like I said, though, it's one thing that has happened, but it's another that we allow it to.
Yeah. That's the kind of like that's everything with the media now these days.
That's why it's almost funny when you hear, like for example, like the British government giving Israel territory in Palestine and forgetting about the Palestinians. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going at anyone, but what I'm saying is how can you, the person that colonized the world, now think that you're doing the right thing? You know what I mean?
Because they've always thought that they've done the right thing. So every action from there is probably
it's like
a thought that they're probably doing the right thing.
No, like that was a terrible example. Like, so the UK saying Russia, Ukraine's not your land. You need to withdraw. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? Like, who are you to say that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like
your power is just as influential. Sorry.
Yeah, like you have a whole list of what it is that you own. It's called the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no shit.
You have like the Olympics is a reminder.
Yeah.
Of where your influence is. Like there was no British people in Trinidad. There was no British people in South Africa. There was no British people in like Australia. Like you have a country. You have a thing called the Commonwealth.
Truth.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, but yeah,
isn't that weird that the Commonwealth Bank then is literally for the common people, and that would be please don't block me out of my accounts. I'm not shitting on you, ANZ.
Hey, yeah, good.
But like even the title Commonwealth as a bank, it's like it's a hierarchical thing. It's saying, hey, we're the people, you're the commons, we're managing your wealth.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's crazy. It's nuts, right? And once again, like I said, it's one thing that it's happened, but it's another that we allow it to happen.
Yeah, pushing against it.
And we forget that we are the people.
What can be done?
What can be done is unity, man. Like, we need to stop thinking we're better than each other.
How do we do that, Emo Majok?
I wish I knew, man. Like, all I can do as a person is just speak out. Like, I just be vocal about things, and as a person that had nothing and has still very little, like I'm not one to be like, oh, I have nothing because of you, but I have nothing because of you, though. Like, the British government came to Sudan and colonized Sudan. We were in civil war because of colonization. So when we were fighting for 50 years, trying to gain our freedom, you've got a head start to build your wealth. So now that we're in a place, like a position in a place where we're able to start, just remember, the race already started a long time ago. I'm just trying to make the finish line.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm just trying to make the finish line.
Yeah.
And if I'm not humble that I just want to make the finish line, I just want a place, not the first ribbon, then is that not what it is to be like a human being? Like just the right to shine?
That's what it is, though, right? Is we all have a life, like our own life.
Yeah.
You see people, right, just walking around, but each one of those people has their own experience through life.
Exactly.
And why? Because they have a little bit more pigment in their skin or a little bit less pigment in their skin.
Yeah.
You know, like, why does that make them different?
Yeah, like
they're
like,
fucking people.
Like, for example, like certain countries would be like, you can't get a visa because you are from Iraq. You know what I mean? Like, but then let's bring in the Ukrainians. An injustice is an injustice. Afghanistan was just like fucking last month. When I say last month, I mean it was just like
yeah, it was really recent.
The ripple was just still there. Like
there's people still getting assassinated that were involved with the American.
The Ethiopians, the Tigrayan people, are still seeking liberation, but we are focusing just on one thing. Like, what would happen if we were just to be like, hey, that's wrong. Let's fix this wrong. The same stronghold that we're putting on Russia right now, what if we put that on the Ethiopian government and be like, hey, free the Tigrayan people. This genocide that's happening is wrong. What if we were like, hey, Palestine still deserves to have a piece of Palestine? Like, that's wrong. What happened if we were to be like, hey, the indigenous people should have free university access so they can better educate themselves and be able to stand on their own too. Don't just throw the money at them from like your mining.
Yeah.
Give them free education and help them.
Yeah. first.
Be able to educate them so they can actually be able to know, all right, cool. If I take this $10, I can live off the 4, and I'm gonna invest the 2, and I'm gonna use this one here to to have fun.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? If you teach people that, then they can stand on their own instead of being reliant on
yes.
Like feeding someone. Like, remember the saying? You can teach a man to fish.
Yeah.
You can give a man a fish, but
he'll eat for a day.
Yeah, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat for life. You know what I mean? Like, so education is key.
Yeah.
At least I strongly believe it anyway.
100%. The one thing that's a pushback that I'm aware of against that, pushing for education for Aboriginal people at least. Oh yeah, go for it, brother. The ice bucket's there.
Thank you.
Well, the ice pourer? What would you call it? Yeah, the one pushback at the moment is from Aboriginal people that I'm aware of is if we learn what we learn, it's learnt to contribute to the white government. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're learning at a university that was built within a government that had taken over. You know, like...
Yeah, dude, like, everything is almost set up for failure. Like, for example, if the Indigenous people are saying, let's change Australia Day from the 26th to another date, because right now you're forcing us to celebrate the day you took our land.
Genocide Day.
Yeah, Genocide Day. Why is that even debatable? That makes you feel bad? Let's change it. And we don't even have to pick a date. It could be like fucking the Queen's birthday, the first Tuesday or the first Sunday of January.
Yeah, we didn't. Like, she doesn't have a birthday anymore.
Yeah,
Change it.
Yeah, why are people so like? No, we can't change Australia Day from the 26th. We always celebrate Australia Day on the 26th. Why are you so married to that?
It's Pauline Hanson, man.
You know, like, why are you so married to being on the 26th? If it makes someone feel bad, why not change that? Like, because once you do that, you allow the healing to begin. Yeah. Now it can be all right. Cool. We see the step that you've taken forward. We can take that step forward as well, and know that the trust can begin now.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's probably a step in the direction of like giving too much power over. You know how that old fable, absolute power corrupts absolutely? Well, governments have absolute power. And they're very, very, very like iffy to let it go because they don't they've only seen what happens
100%, like,
which is retaliation because you tried to take their land in the first place, and that's why they retaliated. But because there's a joint society right now, everyone's kind of like communicated through a network. We have the internet. Makes it, if you just like...
Yeah, is that cool?
Oh, yeah. You can throw it anywhere, bro.
Freedom.
I just don't want you to fucking like lean down or something the whole time.
Yeah, I'm cool, man.
You good? Yeah. So like, it's just fucking wild. I lost my point. I am high as shit.
Yeah. Smoking some of that good.
Oh yes.
But like, Lord forbid that I get
better soon.
No, like, Lord forbid that I get caught with a joint in my hand.
Oh.
And then now I can't go to America because I have a possession charge for something that's legal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
The fuck thing about that is
you can street drink and you'll get a disorderly for it. But to have a joint, it's almost like you shot someone's monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's still treated that way. Even though there's more teenagers, well, it's not teenagers, I think it's people from 18 to 25. There's more medical marijuana users now than there was. I think it's like 75% more than 2018.
Okay. You know it's gonna, like, it's inevitable. It's gonna be legalized, right?
100%.
Like, if you look at every place with anything,
it has to be.
For example, same-sex marriages, like, started off somewhere, and then everyone knew that equality is like a necessity for people.
Yeah.
Like, let's be equal. Let's treat each other equally. Love is love. That started off America. Like, America did it. Britain legalized it. Canada legalized it. Australia legalized it.
Is Britain legalized it now?
I think they've got.
I think they've just got like a reduction in like I don't think it's decriminalized. I think
No, you mean for like marijuana?
yeah.
Like so for
Oh,
example.
you're just talking about gay marriage.
No, like I was saying like everything happens in stages, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was that for
Yeah.
same sex marriages.
America normally kicks off everything, brother.
Yeah,
And
like-
then we all just follow like sheep.
Yeah, exactly. And like same sex marriages was like the foundation of what it was like. Like so if you look at that, that's gonna happen. Marijuana is gonna happen as well. It's legalized in Canada. Amsterdam started that.
Yeah.
Like you could buy weed at like cafes and stuff. Then America legalized, or Canada legalized it. America did it.
Yeah.
Australia's next.
Yeah.
Because Australia follows suit. Like right now you can get scripts for it where you can legally smoke it, and I don't understand why you gotta fucking like almost fight for something that you can buy on the streets.
Yeah, very easily. Actually.
Yeah, you very easily. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it was because of like the.
Just turn that fucking. You keep talking.
It was about them. Yeah,
There you go.
you can't make money off it if it's illegal. You know?
Yeah.
But you can now. But there was more money in the punishment than there is in the distribution.
Do you think that was almost a means to like push it, like the revenue that they get from that shit?
Well, look how much money you make when you put someone in prison.
Yeah, and you get a slave.
Like, yeah, you
Yeah,
get
you pay them like 20 cents a fucking day.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you legalize it, that means now the harsh punishment that you could give someone is no longer available. Now they can purchase it from you at cost price because nothing is that expensive if it's not illegal.
True.
Like, and this is just going by stuff that I've like acquired some knowledge. Cocaine for a brick of coke is like $500 in from
Cuba.
from the manufacturer.
Yeah. They sell it very, very cheap.
Yeah,
because they're families.
$500 for a brick of coke.
Yeah.
In Perth, you can buy a gram of coke for $500. Like how expensive that is. You know what I mean? Like depending. Like by the time it reaches the shores and goes through whatever, like that's now worth 250,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's fucking
It's
wild,
because of
dude.
the illegalization and the struggle you have to get to fucking get that shit over.
Yeah, 100%. Traveling through international waters. How did you come over from Kenya? Was that airplane?
Yeah, by plane. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an easier trip. Than...
Yeah. Black people don't do boats, man. that last boat ride was not fun. You know?
Oh shit, that's funny.
Funny enough, actually, like I just signed a contract doing cruise ships.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing cruise ships now. Which I was a bit iffy about.
Cruise ships are a different thing, though.
Yeah,
They're so stable, man.
Yeah. It's just like if you look at it from like a point of view of something that you're not familiar with. Mm-hmm. Like we've never had the luxury of going on boats.
No.
Even with planes as well. Like people, as soon as like, oh, this is your captain speaking. We're about to reach some turbulence. As soon as that is said, you're just like, oh shit. Did he say some turbulence? I don't know what turbulence is, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? Nobody likes shit that
I've never heard of before.
Yeah, man. Like,
but then,
I myself,
then you feel that shit. And you're
I
like,
myself hate open space.
is that right?
Yeah, like you ever like you're on a plane and you look on both sides and there is nothing but just water.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. Oof. Like not even like nothing. Like you just, as far as the eye can see, there is nothing in sight. Like I would suck as an astronaut. Like
Yeah.
Because I need like a 1,000 kilometers from here. This is where this thing is. Like if I can't see nothing around me, like I'm just like.
How'd you go flying to England?
I did. Like I'm good at flying. Like I fly all the time. Like
You just don't like the open space shit.
No, like I'm not. Like I don't like the open space, but like it doesn't deter me though.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't affect me flying. Like I'm just like, oh. I look at the person next to me. I'm like, if shit goes fucking left, I'm on your shoulder, man.
Yeah. Sit on my lap.
Just remember, 7G.
Yeah.
Remember, I was, and I've never lied to someone more than I do like the airlines, man.
Yeah. Why?
Sometimes I fly like Jetstar because it's like cheap. I refuse to do that now though. Like I will, but like they trick you. Like you'll be like, oh, you can fly to Sydney for $220, and then you look at like the Qantas and the Virgin one is like it's $490, and you're like, fuck, this one's a bargain. This is a no brainer. Why would I take that one? And then you click on it, and they're like, oh, would you like to add some bags to it?
You're like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, so now you got to add the bags.
Yeah.
Would you like some food? Everything comes in it. Like like Qantas, you like if you're on the flight, you get your food.
Yeah, and leg room.
And your liquor. Like they'll give you beer for free.
Oh,
like,
for real? Obviously.
It comes on the flight. Like Virgin, Jetstar will sell you a can of beer. And
$11 fucking dollars for a little tiny can.
So you have 4 of those in a 4-hour flight. Let's say like one in every hour. Like that is already $40. Now that with the $90 that you spent with the your baggage, and if your weight is over the recommended whatever, like they will charge you more for that. You are better off getting the Qantas flight.
Shit.
And with
marketing for Jetstar right here by Emo Majok.
and less chance of them cancelling your flight. I've had my flight cancelled by Jetstar 1,000 times.
Yeah, true. I have too, man.
Yeah.
I've been to Bali that many times, and every time I go, it's
like, why am I even doing this for? You know what I mean?
We know you rocked up early, but wait 6 hours.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know what I mean? So now, the leg room is like squashed up too. Like me as a tall person, I'm 6'2".
Oh, damn. Oh,
So
yeah, you are
like,
tall.
so now I'm trying to get myself one of those
To say,
exit
emergency
ones.
exits,
and they're gonna hit you up with one of these questions. Are you prepared to help in the case of an emergency? Now you're forcing me to lie because of fucking of some leg room. Like, what would you do as a person that needs more leg room? You tell the fucking lie.
Yeah,
why yes I am.
Yeah.
Like, of course, safety is everything.
100%.
But you know good and well, like if an emergency happened, dude, I am the first one out that fucking plane. As soon as that slide comes out, you might even hear me saying, wee. Like, don't be mad because I survived. Like, you forced me to lie. Like, who the fuck under duress? Women and children, my ass. Women and children are the future. Right now is my time.
I'm surviving this bitch.
Yeah, I would tell the story of how this happened. Like,
I will tell your story as you float away on the raft.
I promise I won't forget you.
Thanks for the leg room.
I will pay it forward. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Fucking hell, dude. Yeah, but I understand, man. Like, sometimes you have to do that. You have to like make a little compromise, even though it goes against the
like everybody lies. Like,
you will feel like a motherfucker though if there's like a Navy SEAL 2 rows back, tall as fuck, and he's just like squashed into seats. You're like, he could have done the leg room. He would have saved every motherfucker.
Because I survived.
Yeah.
I survived. I'm a survivor. That's what the fuck I am. I'm gonna take your little child if you want, but we both can't go out together, ladder.
Oh fuck.
Like we lie all the time. Like it's like society forces us to lie. Like you go to a dentist, right? Why the fuck you ask me these questions? You know good and well. You know better than I do. Like how many times a day do you floss?
12 times.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Every time I look left.
And you lie to the fucking dentist too.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, but twice.
Yeah.
Dude, like I do not fucking floss twice a fucking day. No. Like at best, like
once a week with the actual floss.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't feel bad, what the fuck?
I'm good. Like, you know, like it is what it is. Like,
I brush that shit.
Yeah. Like I brushed, I got it out. Like I can't. I used a little bit of fucking suction wind.
The corn from Nando's gets you sometimes, but
Nando's fucking cool.
Yeah,
Get you that.
fuck bro. Front teeth always, every time.
It's always the green stuff too, man. Like,
dude.
Like you ever had like a piece of fucking like broccoli, just like it's like what the fuck is your problem? Like,
Dude, what gets me is every time that I have that shit, I'll talk to like 12 people I've never met before, and I'm like, and then I look in the mirror and it's just hanging like a fucking whole broccoli stalk, and it's like, why didn't none of those cunts tell me? Not one of them. No.
I am that guy. Like, if I see something in your teeth, like, and I know you, I'm gonna tell you. But I'm gonna do it. And, like,
that's a good guy quality.
Yeah. Like, you know the saying, like, if I tell you my teeth, would you tell me? Like,
100%.
Yeah, like that goes with anything. If you stunk, like you want.
I don't stink, ladies and gentlemen. Only after the gym.
If you stunk, you want someone to tell you, right? Like you don't be like, oh shit, I'm fucking slaying it, but you at a fucking rave, just looking fucking Ted Bundy-ish for your next fucking victim. Like, it's like, nah, dude, you look like a predator.
And you smell like one too.
If I saw my teeth, you tell me.
Yeah, 100%.
Tell me.
Dude, like, there's countless times in my life, and I only seem to remember the ones that are like, oh, that's bad. Like, when I was single, like, I hit on a girl.
Yeah.
And then, like, look in the mirror later on, and you've got, like, sleep coming out your eyes,
broccoli
in your teeth.
Shit.
Bad breath. You stink like shit.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Freaked out.
Tell me.
Tell me. That's the music fucking producer side of me, though.
Yeah? Well, attention to detail, man. Like, people complain about Dre being too obsessed with sound and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, motherfucker, you're getting a platinum plaque because of my fucking intricate attention to the detail. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like for example, right? Like, just on that topic.
Cheers, bro.
You have those that you have, for example, like
I didn't put any fucking alcohol in that.
You're like, oh fuck, this tastes soberish.
Soberish. Don't need this in my life. Soberish.
I'm trying to forget some shit.
Yeah, no shit, bro. No shit.
Like, you have those that, for example, like in that put out like in the music industry, like, will put out an album a year, and their music will do okay. Let's say it does well. Mm-hmm. But then you have those, for example, like Kendrick, that put out a fucking album every 2 or 3 years. Yeah, and that's all he. It's like, no, I don't need to.
But he can't do wrong though.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, did you listen to Mr. Morale and Big Stepper? I don't know what the fuck people heard. I love the shit out of that, man.
The samples that he used in his beats and his fucking his lyrics and his rhyme schemes.
I dissected the shit out of that, dude. Like Kendrick, I'm telling you right now, a different fucking frequency. Yeah. I'd rather listen to fucking Kendrick.
He's got those old school NWA type raps sometimes, and it's just like, wait, what the fuck, man?
Like, you get upset sometimes. You're like, fuck, put out something. But like, nah, man. Like,
he's like, enjoy what you got, motherfucker.
Yeah, like would you like McDonald's, or would you like your burger made out of fucking, like your patty made out of like Wagyu? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Kendrick is, the Wagyu. Yes. Like, it's gonna take some time to feed the cow and massage it and
fatten
fucking
it up,
sing it some lullabies and feed it fucking grain, some beer, and make this fucking cow happy. Mm-hmm. So when it does like meet its untimely death, it is gonna be quality. Mm-hmm. Like quality. Like Kendrick, Schoolboy does the same thing as well. Anything that comes out of Top Dog, like Top Dog Entertainment,
they can't do any wrong. Any wrong. Yeah. So when it comes down to like your comedy side of things, right? Like getting into the art, what kind of like method do you have to like writing a joke? Is it situational? Do you find that like the content in life?
Yeah,
because the stuff that I've sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no,
the stuff that I've heard on Australia's Got Talent is very like situational based.
Yeah, I'm a storyteller.
Yeah,
so I tell stories. Mm-hmm. Like my whole thing is like to this very day, I still maintain that if you come to one of my shows or you hear one of my sets, like you're gonna walk away with something. Mm. Like I want to educate I want to educate you to the best of my abilities. You know what I mean, like you're not gonna hear me just talk about knock knock. You know what I mean, like it's like you know what I mean, like.
You even said that funny though.
You know what I mean, like there's a message and everything that I like in one of our shows, or if I do like a 15-minute set, there's a message in that. It's about us being better as a people. Like it's about what it is that I deal with as a person. Like so, if I'm telling you what it is that I deal with as a person, like that shouldn't upset you with me telling you if you pinch me, I go ow.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know I'm getting pinched, and I'm saying ow. Acknowledge that, and let's be better as a people. Like this person's getting pinched, and they're saying ow. Do you remember when you got pinched and you said ow? Yeah, I mean, it's just in there. Like it's in there. It's up to you to interpret it. So if you interpret it in a different way, or where it is, fucking, he hates this, he hates that. No, I don't. Like,
you're putting a positive reflection on it, in that the art of comedy itself is something to lift up people, make them feel good.
100%. Like I even have there's a joke that I wrote about how far we've come as a people. Like same-sex marriage was recently legalized. We should applaud that. And I'm like I put people in my shoes. I'm like yeah, like I think we should, like, love is love, but I was uncomfortable with stuff because I didn't know any better. But I'm like, I had a friend of mine that came out as gay. He moved away for about 10 years, went to the UK, became this big investment banker. And there's 10 years. There's a lot can happen in 10 years, right?
100%. So you're painting the picture.
Yeah, it's painting the picture. So I'm like, so say for example, like them, like trying to create awareness that love is love. Like,
yes.
But friend moved to the UK. A lot can happen in 10 years. I'm like, he became this big investment banker, and recently moved back to Perth. And real good friend of mine. He's like, hey, we should catch up. I'm like, all right, cool. So this is me trying to let people know that we need to be more tolerant. He's like, a lot's happened since I moved from Perth. We should catch up. I'm like, all right, cool, let's catch up. Where should I meet you? He's like, no, I'll come pick you up from my house, or from your house. Since I just bought a new car, and he came pick me up from my house in his Prius. I'm like, oh,
such a gay car.
Yeah, that was the first clue. You know what I mean? So we're out there, we're having oysters, we're drinking champagne, having a great old time. He's like, hey, Emo, I'm having such a good time. There's somewhere else I want to take you. Do you have any time? Are you like free? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, I've got time to kill. He goes, I want to take you roller skating. I was like, oh. There was our second clue. You know what I mean? Like, so now while we're out roller skating, he decides that he wants to come out. He's like, hey, a lot's happened since I moved from Perth. I've discovered myself, and I identify as a gay man now. And things got awkward between between him and I. And now I've got to address the elephant in the room. I'm not a homophobic person, but I've got to address the elephant in the room now, because I'm unsure about all this.
Obviously.
So I'm like,
it's a random thing.
Dude, I don't care that you're gay.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy. Do what makes you happy. Like, love is love. I just got to ask you a quick question though. Was this a date? So you gotta find ways. To speak about society's things. Like, that's not me being a homophobic person, but for the next person that was, like, it's like love is love. Like, just, how do you like put yourself into other people's shoes now that, you know what I mean? Like, for a very long time we weren't allowing gay marriages, and now we are. So how do we now normalize it? So now I'm trying to like awaken people's mind, and I'm like we no longer like, oh, she's a witch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, remember back in the day,
Salem witch trials.
Yeah,
you burn them.
Yeah, you could just burn women because you thought they were witches. You know what I mean? Like, it's not those days anymore.
Yeah,
like you're not the product of devil because you love the same sex, and that's me trying to re-educate and like reprogram people's minds. So how can you say that I'm doing like like it'll work if my work is positive. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like my whole thing is like I'm trying to spread a message, but through my craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's just people, they want something to fight against.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people just have like troubles with themselves. So they go for the next thing, the next like easiest target. Yeah. Right? Because nobody wants to go after like how they are as a person.
They want low hanging fruit, but the problem is they attempt to go for, oh yeah, let's go for Dave Chappelle, because if we accomplish this, that's going to be a big notch under our belt. But then you forget, Dave Chappelle doesn't need your opinion.
Not at all.
If you don't like Dave Chappelle walked away from $15 million because he wanted to do things his way. That takes away the power from you. You don't get to choose what Dave Chappelle wants to talk about. And as long as Dave Chappelle is authentic and he's not preaching hate, like you interpreting his art as hate, that is your reflection. You've misinterpreted that. People like that you can't get rid of. Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, like Eddie Murphy went on a whole like press run when he decided he wanted to go back to comedy. Do you remember like a couple of years ago? He's like, I went.
Oh, just before COVID?
Yeah, before COVID. Do you remember? Like they're like, hey, how do you feel about Kevin Hart beating your record? And he said the illest shit ever, man. He's like, what record? I haven't been on stage for 27 years. It's like Kevin Hart just...
That's with inflation on that.
Yeah, like, oh, Kevin Hart just beat your record for like whatever. And he's like, oh, well, God bless Kevin Hart for beating my record. I didn't... Like, you know what? I'll come back to comedy. Tell Kevin I want my title back. You know what I mean? Like, and he went on a whole little press run, like trying to remind people
who the king is.
No, like what I spoke about in Delirious is not how I feel right now. It's
yeah,
not who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because he said a whole bunch of like, oh, like faggot that, and don't be putting cutouts and make it seem like I'm saying this. I'm just going by, like, I mean, like he's calling people faggots and like this and that. You know what I mean? Like, so like he had to try to undo something that was normalized back then, but that is attributed to us being different as a people.
Yeah.
Like if we forget, like at one point, like slave owners used to call black people niggers. We're not doing that anymore. But you can't be like if your last name is Johnson, like you can't be like your great grandfather used to own, like, you know what I mean? Like that's what happened back then. But just don't forget how you acquired your wealth. Like don't look down on me and call me a thief if you know the way that you acquired your wealth was because of thievery. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. People are fucking complicated, aren't they, Emo?
Yeah, 100%. Like, but like, I never, like, I don't find judgment in people. Like, I love everybody. Like, I got Indian friends. I got like Caucasian friends, Asian friends. Like, my son's godfather he's from Greece. Like that's my dog. I went to school with him. Yeah. Like my next door neighbors, the people I learned English from are from like Australia. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. And those that know me and love me know me as a lovable person. Like you never, I wouldn't say you will never, but like when you hear or speak about Emo, it's about, oh, what a nice guy. Like like in my 20s, like whatever.
We all had 20s.
Yeah, like still discovering yourself. Like, but I've always been like that lovable, and I wouldn't say lovable, but like I've always been that positive, lovable person. Like
well, that's probably why you carried that through with your art, right? Because, dude, seeing you on stage, on television, by the way, which is a fucking wild thing. I don't know if that's hit you. Probably has, hasn't it?
Hasn't hit me as much as it should have, because I've been on TV before, for like on SBS, but like nobody watches that for raw comedy.
That's the thing, dude. Is like you've got such like
what's normal to those
network television's watched by everyone, right?
Yeah, but what's normal to like if you don't put a value on, say for example, right? if I whip that piece of rock, I'm like, hey, how much would you buy this for? And you're like, it's a piece of rock. There's no value on that piece of rock. But if you later on find out that this piece of rock was actually a meteorite that flew down into Earth,
I'd probably buy that shit from you.
it would be worth trillions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it
Depends on the material, though, right?
Because it came... No, but this is from outer space, my dog. Like, I mean, like, this is from outer space.
You're right.
Yeah, like,
maybe not trillions, though.
Yeah,
millions,
you know,
for sure.
yeah. Like, it's got value.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, the value of something is bestowed upon, like...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So,
it's the value that you add to it, right? Yeah. Fuck, man. It must be such a wild trip. Like, does it seem so fast? Because, like, as you said before, it wasn't an overnight experience.
Yeah.
But
no.
up until this point, has it been all ups or has it been like...
Yeah, like, like from the moment, like, the semis dropped. Oh, no, not the semis, from the auditions.
Yeah, the auditions.
Yeah, that was, like, insane. Like, like, all of a sudden, I'm getting phone calls from people in Africa. Hey, I'm your uncle. Send me $20. Like, I'm like, nah, I can't. I'm broke, baby. Money Mitch from Paid in Full.
Act broke.
No, but like they see you on TV and they think that you're doing well.
Of course.
Like, nobody realizes because like everything is self built and like generated. Like I gotta pay for like my tours before now that I'm under the spotlight, people are like, hey, we'll pay you this much. Like there's a value on my art because society's put a value on it.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've seen him. He's worth this much. But I've been putting out the same product for 5 years.
Interesting. That's a little perspective you don't normally hear.
You now know that rock is not just from the garden bed.
Yeah.
Like it's
traveled.
It's a meteorite.
Yeah.
I mean, so now that's where the value's been set. Yeah.
Did you ever have a point where you were you're thinking about giving it up?
Nah, I don't give up on my dreams, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna get what I want. You know what I mean? By any means necessary. Like 50 Cent said, "Get rich or die trying." And besides, like I don't have a parachute, so
this is your. Oh yeah, because you're not working full time.
This is my full-time job.
Yeah.
I pay my way through life because of entertainment. I travel. I put food on the table because of entertainment. I get paid to talk greasy because of entertainment. I mean, like that trips me out sometimes too, man. Like that's the illest shit ever, man. Like I'm just like, man, I used to fucking have to wake up at 4 a.m. to go pay for my rent. And now it's just like, oh fuck, can we book you to come do a 10-minute set? And like,
and that's rent paid.
You're paying for me just to come talk. I mean,
yeah, and you have to hold your tongue at
that's not like boasting or anything. It's just like when a painter does an apprenticeship for 4 years, and then he now is a qualified painter. Like you went from making $16 an hour because you're learning, and that is essentially what it was for me as a aspiring comedian. Like if you went to university, right? Like you wouldn't expect someone that's doing a 4 or 5 year university course to become a nurse or a doctor. For instance, like you can't be like, yo, bills are due, just hurry up and like do the surgery now.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
You gotta work through that.
Yeah,
shit.
you gotta wait till like the job is done. And even when the job's done and you're good enough for it, like it doesn't mean that you are now able to like perform surgery.
That's a good point.
Like now you gotta acquire the people that will trust you to make the surgery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that is what comedy is. Like just because you've learnt how to like perform the craft, now you gotta find people that are willing to pay for it. So, which is a common thing where people go to university, get an arts degree, like spend like tons and tons of money. And we're lucky here in Australia because like you get an arts degree, you only have to pay it back once you make an X amount of dollars in it.
Yeah.
Like other countries don't. Like you end up with a debt.
Yeah. Yeah, student loan debt.
Let me hold that ice real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, shit.
Did you go to uni?
Nah, man.
No.
Nah, I dropped out of school in year 9.
You know?
Yeah, I had some thoughts like when I was in school, like the curriculum system just seems like to handle everybody the same. And I had that same thought when I was younger. I was like, there's some like dudes in this class that are smart as fuck and they're learning what I'm learning.
Yeah.
So it means we all kind of learn at the same rate. And sometimes people don't learn at the same time at the same rate, but can catch up later on.
Yeah.
So I like smoking weed
Yeah.
when I was younger, let's be honest. So I kind of like, I kicked school really, really young. But I did the one thing unconsciously that I heard later on in life that I think never held me back, which is I might have quit schooling, but I never quit education.
Yeah, bro. This sounds cheesy as fuck, but I'm a firm believer. Like, you know how I always like trying to think, what's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of life? I reckon continual learning, bro. Learning how to be better, learning how to like how to respect your fellow man, like learning how to like become a better person, like learning how to continuously, like the moment we stop learning, that's when it's almost lights out.
Yeah.
Do you ever see like an old person that is still constant, like it's still like doing shit?
Yeah.
Because
they're switched on still.
Yeah, they're still asking you at the shopping center. So where are you from?
Yeah.
Like what's that like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ones that don't, like you find them confined in the bed. They're like, what's the point anymore?
Yeah, they lost their little spark.
Like the moment you stop learning, like you have no reason to live. Like so,
curiosity is a big thing on that, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm curious like a cat, dude.
Yeah.
I was in Mexico recently, and we stayed in this cartel neighborhood.
Oh shit!
I didn't realize it was a cartel neighborhood.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
you just found out one day.
Yeah, yeah.
This dude's walking around with these massive guns.
Yeah, but you're like so safe in Mexico because like the cop cars have their sirens.
Yeah, okay.
On all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like so like here sirens mean emergency. Mm-hmm. The cop cars just have the sirens all the time. It's like, don't worry, we're here. You know what I mean? Like
we got you.
Yeah, that's like putting like the tourists at ease, pretty much. Like I'm not sure if that's their train of thought for it, but like every whatever you get there, there'll be like a checkpoint, like cops, like whatever, you got their lights on. Like you're changing people's like mindset of Mexico. Mm-hmm. Because you're thinking when you think
I choked like fuck on that just then.
Yeah, like, imagine you on solids.
That was just gas, man. Vapor. Yeah, so
I mean, that's in a way that's reprogramming people's perception of Mexico.
Yeah. That's
like,
different. I haven't heard that before. That they just keep them on.
Yeah, like you see, like whenever you see Mexico, you think El Chapo.
Yeah, true.
You think Mexican cartel, people getting kidnapped for ransom. Like when you get to Mexico and you're seeing cop cars with their fucking sirens on, first thing that comes to mind for you is like, fuck, what's going on?
True.
But then as you're there for like 3-4 hours or like a day, 2 days, 3 days, and you're seeing all these cop cars.
You're like, they got a grip on this shit.
Yeah, you're like, if something happened to me right now, there's a cop car close by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come to Mexico, it's very safe.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, that's reprogramming.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you it puts you at ease. Like, if you're in a dangerous neighborhood and you're seeing cop, like, you never see this in dangerous neighborhoods, by the way, where you're in a dangerous neighborhood and you see like cop cars patrolling.
Yeah.
Cop cars only you see every so often.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why crime happens in those areas, because no one patrolling it.
Yes.
But if you're in Mexico and like
there's a vast presence.
Yeah, there's a vast presence. Like a present. Like you're at ease because you're like, if something happened right now, thank fuck that the police are here. You know, like,
do you think like did you get the feeling that like any of the cartel, like any of the police officers were corrupted by the cartel?
They are, like, they're all on payroll.
Yeah, okay.
I went to a bar there in Cancun, and the bartender, which was like the head bartender, like, it was a quiet night, and he's like, yeah, like this heavy presence of like cartel. Every place pays tribute to the cartel.
Do they protect?
Matter of fact, the cartel keeps things in check in Mexico.
That's a fucking narrative you don't hear.
Yeah, like the cartel, it's like, don't fuck with our money.
Yeah, true.
Y'all here fucking shooting up, like, whatever, you're stopping the tourists from coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the Japanese have a saying, the nail that sticks out gets hammered. So if you are like creating a disturbance, they handle that in-house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's stop those gringos from coming in and setting in fucking, like, their FBIs and their CIAs. Let's monitor this, because what's happened in the past.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like its own little government, right?
That's
the cartel.
And it's always been their own government. Like, the Mexican government's run by the Mexican
cartel.
Yeah, like if you watch any of the documentaries, like,
I've seen a lot. Yeah,
like, they're all on payroll.
Yeah, and it kind of like, it's the FBI or the CIA that kind of always wants to get El Chapo and that, because they're like worried about, oh, they're bringing all the cocaine in.
Dude, like, if you go to, like, for example, if you go to like Colombia, they got fucking murals of
El Chapo.
No, not El Chapo, of Escobar.
Really?
Escobar, yeah. And as much as people don't like Escobar, Escobar's name will reign for eternity, because of, it's not even about cocaine, by the way. Like, Escobar was instrumental and the reason why Colombia has got hippos.
What?
A animal that is found in Africa.
Yeah.
Has bred and spread because he bought hippos, and like he had hippos.
What the
like,
fuck?
in his properties. Like, Colombia has got hippos.
Oh, really?
You will never find hippos outside of Africa. Like, there is an influx of hippos in fucking Colombia. Escobar. You know what I mean?
So he brought in amazing drugs and amazing animals.
Because like, that was like how to become like that was his, like, what I do with this money. Like, it got to a point where his money, like,
he had to bury it, right?
He would kill you over like $2,000, but at the same time, he would burn $2 million to keep his daughter warm.
Really?
Yeah, like when he was on the run.
Yeah. And
they were closing in on him, and like he was in one of his hideouts that wasn't his hideouts, like in the whatever, like the jungle or whatever the fuck it was. He burnt $2 million American dollars to create fire that only lasted perhaps maybe 2 hours to keep his daughter warm. Like, that money doesn't mean nothing to him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Like, dead set.
Whoa.
What happens when people don't bow down because of the money? Like, you can't control me because I've got too much of it.
Yeah. Well, there were stories that he was hiding like bags and bags of cash, and it would just mold. Like,
so with anything, like, it would rot.
Yeah, disintegrates into the earth. Yeah. Which is wild to think, because like, if you found a bag of cash anywhere, you would treat that like, you know, like,
but he had so much of it. He didn't know what to do with it.
And because like, they kind of like, with America in their early days, I don't know if it was recent or not, they let go of gold being worth the same amount as dollars.
Yeah,
because they kept printing money. And then they were like, we don't even need the gold to back the dollar.
That's kind of like the reason why Gaddafi died.
Oh, really?
Like the president of like Libya.
Yeah.
He was like put across as like a racist, whatever. And I'm not saying that he was or was not. Like that's not the opinion that I'm putting out there. Mm-hmm. Gaddafi was actually instrumental for putting out the first African satellite.
Is that right?
Yeah, like he like prompted African like nation like the people of Africa. Mm-hmm. He's like, let's stop trading the US dollar and let's go back to the gold.
Yeah,
we have the gold.
Yeah.
So why are we trading in US dollars?
Isn't the biggest gold mines in Africa?
Yeah, dude. Like whenever you see like, God, Australia's won the gold medal. Like, how did you go?
Yeah.
I
never thought of that.
Yeah, this is stolen wealth from like. I'm not saying the Australians did it. Like, it's the Commonwealth. Like India, like the Queen's centerpiece of her fucking like a diamond piece was a rare like diamond ruble.
The
whatever.
blood diamond.
It was broken. It was so big. It was broken into 3 pieces.
Oh, okay, right.
And that's especially sports and like whatever.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was from India, and when they gave India like the independence and stuff, like say for example, right? If I wrong you, and I apologize for it, hey, I'm sorry, I broke into your house, I stole a couple of your stuff. Will you forgive me? Yeah, you're forgiven. We shake on it. Like, should you not return back my stuff?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why did you apologize?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
It makes no sense. Because to apologize is an acknowledgement of like wrongdoing.
Yeah.
So why would you remind me every single time of like the time when you did wrong by me?
Yeah, and wear it on your fucking head.
Yeah, like I mean, like if I stole your car and I apologize for stealing your car and I like get caught for it and I apologize, I ask you to forgive me. Why would you not return back my car?
No shit.
You can't just be like, oh, that was me at a different time. Yeah, that was you at a different time. But to acknowledge that means that you know you did wrong. Yes. So why would you not now rectify that wrong that you did? But that's because there's a little small fucking fine print when it comes to fucking colonialism. He goes, the spoils of war happen during war.
The spoils of war happen during war. That's a valid point.
Just because I acquired that wealth during war, that was during wartime.
So we don't recognize that as stolen.
Yeah, like it's almost like when like say for example, you kill someone, that's considered murder. Yes. But if you're at war, murder's not murder when you're at war.
It's true. We don't call it murder.
You won't be tried for it. You killed because it was in the interest of the fact that
of the country
you're at war. Yeah. Two of the same thing, but just in 2 different scenarios. So if you acquired like wealth from me based at a time where we were at odds, that was when we're at odds. So I get to keep what it is that I took from you.
That's not okay.
Because we're at odds.
That's not okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, can you see how like this, okay. So like, but that's the thing though. Like if you watch from like how society from beginning until now, like how things are justified is because of like just the fine print. Like, it's just the fine print. Yeah. Like, for example, like which I don't agree with, by the way. Like R. Kelly. When I say don't agree with, I mean like what he did. Yeah. No shit. R. Kelly married Aaliyah.
Everybody likes warm showers though.
Yeah, but R. Kelly married like it's in the records like he married Aaliyah. Yeah. When she was of like underage.
Yeah,
underage.
She was like 16. Yeah.
16. Yeah. No, I think she was 15.
Yeah, she was young as shit. I think they started fucking when she was 14 or something. Shit.
Yeah. So whenever that happened, right? If we and now there's a whole boycott of R. Kelly, like.
As there should be, though. Come on.
There should be.
He made some fire tracks when we didn't know he was a pedophile.
Yes, absolutely. But and this is gonna be controversial.
Let's go, Emo.
So why do we still play Elvis Presley though? Elvis Presley married his wife
Priscilla,
when she was 14. Why is his track still being played on radio? Wrong is wrong. It's fine that it happened back then, but if we have a moral compass, why is it that this is wrong and this is okay? Hugh Hefner, who we celebrate for being the playboy, he had 14-year-old like play girls.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Why are we celebrating Playboy? And any person that has a Playboy tattoo on them, and which many people do, by the way.
That's true.
And people dress up at Halloween as Playgirls and Playboys.
Yeah.
Like, that is no different than wearing a fucking, a Hitler mustache.
Yeah, and a Nazi collar.
Yeah, like, that was what happened back then. But if it's okay to dress up for it, like, we're upset with Prince Harry when he, like, dressed up like a Nazi.
Did he?
Yeah, Prince Harry when he was a kid. Like,
that's right, he did too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, when he was younger.
So it's just like it's just about how do we keep society in check? Like, you can't be happy with what like
R. Kelly.
Like, you can't be upset with what R. Kelly did.
Yeah.
But still have like Elvis on Spotify as the king of pop.
I believe in
King of rock. Sorry.
Yeah, king of
rock and roll.
It was king of rock and roll. Yeah. Well, that means he's a pedophile and he appropriated black culture.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because let's just remember, like, what makes you a pedophile is and by the way, don't like misquote me on this.
Yeah.
What makes you a pedophile is based on what society tells you is wrong, and which is wrong as well.
Yeah,
wrong.
I understand.
So back in those days, like for example, like to the Muslim viewers, like, don't get upset with me. The Prophet Muhammad had a 9-year-old wife.
9?
Yeah, but it wasn't in the papers where it's like you can't marry someone that young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was...
It wasn't a law.
It wasn't a law back then.
Yeah.
Like, if we look at, like black people as an entity, right? It was okay to enslave black people, like 400 years ago. Nobody bats.
It wasn't okay, but that's what they did.
Yeah, slavery was a thing, and that was fine. But like, you just like, oh, that was back then. So if that was back then, that's because we didn't know any better. We know better now.
Yeah, of course. So,
like, when stuff come out and you're like, oh fuck, this person like did this and they did that, like the whole R. Kelly thing. People put bandages on it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And same with Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby.
Those, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying.
But at the same time, it's like, where was this movement like when that happened?
Yeah.
And why is it that only like certain ones are getting prosecuted for it, but other ones are okay?
It's almost the Jeffrey Epstein thing, yeah?
Jeffrey Epstein, fucking, look, you saw how long it took to take Prince Andrews to court?
Yeah. Did he ever get prosecuted? Because he's dead now, yeah?
Who?
Prince Andrew?
No, Prince Andrew is very much alive.
Is he?
Yeah, he's very much alive. Matter of fact, they created some laws just recently, like based on protests. Like, so people were calling him like a pedophile when he was carrying his, like, rest in peace, his mother.
Okay.
Because the Queen.
Are you talking about Prince Charles?
No. Prince Andrews, like the guy.
The brother.
The one. Yeah. So people. There's a new law in the UK. If you if you protest and disrupt, you can be imprisoned or like charged for it.
Right.
And like my whole thing was like, since when did moral compasses get so bad that like you have to take a day off to address the pedophile? Like, people are so like
in glory.
People are so high and mighty, right? Like, they forget that the same people that are saying, oh, whatever, like 20 years ago, we used to laugh at an autistic guy called Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
True.
like,
You know, I guess he was playing that.
no, yeah, like he played an autistic guy.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Bean wasn't alright in the head.
Yeah, he couldn't look at you in the eye.
Yeah,
Never
like,
said a word.
Fucking got a goldfish in his mouth. Like,
Yeah.
burn. Like, I mean, like it's
Teddy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
He's got a teddy bear.
Mr. Bean was not right in the head, right?
Yeah.
We laughed at that, and it's fine. Like,
That's a good point, actually.
in hindsight, we know that you couldn't put out a Bean thing right now.
Yeah.
Because that's done and dusted. Like,
Yeah.
Because you're like, no, that's wrong. But like,
It's the Tropic Thunder thing, though. He didn't go full retards. He never go full retard.
you feel me though? Like people are high and mighty, but they forget
Yeah.
what was okay back then. And
Yeah.
like, I'd only say that because, like, remember, it was okay to like laugh at that before. Same reason why Eddie Murphy was so like successful with Delirious and Raw. Like, he just spoke about what was allowed to be spoken about back then.
Yeah.
He could say the word faggot, and he could well, like Italians go, oh, it's okay, is it all right? I mean, like it's how you spoke back then.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if it sounds like I'm rambling right now, but like,
No, ramble
like
on.
things were okay back then. So like, how can you now
Yeah.
penalize someone?
It's almost like the times have changed, but the art didn't.
Times have changed, but there'll be moments where in like today's society, people will dig up stuff that you've done. Like when Kevin Hart, for example,
The trans thing, right?
when he said, if my son was gay, I would break it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like a dollhouse on his head. Like, it's like, how the fuck are you gonna dig up something that someone said like back at a time when it was okay to say it? Like, that was how people spoke. It's like, oh, it's almost like freedom of speech is not free, which is not.
No. It can cost you a whole fucking career now.
Freedom of speech is not free. We all have to know that. Like, you can say what you want, but there's real life consequences that come with for speaking freely.
Yeah.
And it's just it's up to us as a society to be like, hey, he said that because it was normal back then, and like, we are better educated now that that's not the right way to think and the right way to speak, and also be able to like differentiate. That was only just spoken about because it was normalized then.
Yeah.
Like, we know him personally. That's not who he is as a person. But people are just so quick to hit the fucking get him out of here.
Yeah.
As much as like everyone, and then like the entities would just be like, nah, well, they want him out, let's get him out. Bring on the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those people are spreading like great messages too.
100%.
But because you dug up something from 6 years ago, now that great message is being lost in translation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I guess that's the difficulty with having like social media and a network that's like everyone's interconnected, you know, like, and everything gets written down, you know, everything's like fucking like written type. You can read it word for word, and that shit doesn't go away. Yeah. And it's all just talk, but now it's recorded talk.
And someone can take out a snippet from something you said.
Yeah, and misconstrue it to suit their narrative, and then push the hate against another person. Yeah,
exactly. Like, so it's sad that happens, but like, I think as a people, you should be able to be like, okay, it was okay. Like, for example, like 5 years ago, it was cool to do like lean, like cough syrup.
Yeah.
5 years ago, Lil Wayne was speaking about it, everybody's doing lean. Like, they've since even it's spilled out to Australia as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, they got rid of
Robitussin.
They got Robitussin, Pain Stop.
Yeah,
they got rid of that because they saw what the damage of that was, like what it was doing.
Yeah, the stacked up the cups.
Yeah, everyone was doing it because it was cool back then. But are you telling me that 10 years from now, when the trend changed, like, it's already changed, but like, you're like, no, don't listen to him because he was a lean head. No, it was cool to do it back then. Yeah, you can't judge someone based on like what was happening at that point in time.
100%.
Yeah.
Why do you think that changed, the lean thing? Do you think it was because we lost so many greats? You know, like it took Juice WRLD from us, and
yeah, it like even like the whole move on like the drug whatever. Like you watched those that you loved, like the Mac Miller. That was from lean, but it was like from like drug and fentanyl.
Yeah,
like you know, like it
fentanyl's
just
rough.
Yeah, just seep through, right? Like like Pimp C died from lean. Like because something goes from like. Do you remember when how old are you?
30.
Like, so if you look back, right, like there was like epidemics for everything, like
everything.
Yeah. So like when there was cocaine, like cocaine was people were just like openly doing coke.
Yeah.
And when I say people were doing openly, like Coca-Cola
had cocaine in it.
Yeah. Like that
Shout out Coca-Cola.
Yeah, like the original Coca-Cola had cocaine in it.
Yeah.
And they...
Did you know, I found out a fact. Hold on, just to cut you off. I don't mean to. I apologize for that. Try to be as transparent as I can, right? Yeah. But Coca-Cola still uses the residual taste of cocaine in their Coca-Cola. They'll buy the residual leaves...
Yeah,
and still flavor the Coca-Cola without the trace amounts of cocaine.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's wild, right?
But that's crazy. Like, for example, Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
it was fine to use Coke back then. Like, it was not uncommon to like be at a party in Hollywood.
Yeah,
and people hitting Coke.
Yeah. Come in the bathroom.
Crack cocaine, as shit of a drug as it is right now, it was not uncommon to see people smoking out of a glass
in their car.
Yeah, like that showed wealth.
Yeah,
but it was because of like being a human being and actually learning and like acquiring knowledge. As this takes us back, by the way, like learning that this is not the way. We learned that, but how the fuck do we learn if we canceling people based on the fact that they done something that was okay?
Yeah, we kind of need to be more present as a society, right? Is be like aware of how we are at this point in time and forget the person who was like, say, take Kevin Hart, for example.
Yeah.
He's like 40 something now.
Yeah, he's 42, I think, maybe. But,
yeah, in your 30s, you say some wild shit.
Oh, hard out,
right?
Man.
In your 20s, even wilder shit, and like when you're in your teens, you're just practicing talking.
Yeah,
you know, like it's not even fucking like full on conversations.
Yeah,
yet. And the wild thing is those people don't even like probably agree with half the shit that they would have said when they were younger. So why would you like have a contention with that thought that they don't even represent anymore?
Like I wrote a joke while I was in Adelaide.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what the joke was.
No, don't.
But I wrote a joke, and this was during its infancy, like stages.
Yeah.
I did the joke at an open mic. But the open mic happened to be one that was sold out.
Okay.
Like 100 plus people, whatever.
Yeah.
And in that audience, there was a person of whatever that it resonated with in a negative way.
Okay.
She came. She's like, I loved everything you said. You're a very talented individual. Like, you're gonna go very far in your comedy. One thing I can ask you for though is please don't say that joke. And like my whole thing was, I was on the back foot because I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry that I upset you. But in a 15-minute set, you loved everything I said, including I live around poor white people, and I have people slamming the doors on me because I'm black, and everything was funny to you, apart from what it was because it tapped into something that was close to you. I'm not in the business of pleasing everyone.
Yeah,
I am sorry that it offended you. And she goes, yeah, I know there's other things going on. And just at the time as well, like the whole Afghanistan. I'm like, ma'am, like Afghanistan was last week. The people of Tigray in Ethiopia are being like oppressed, but you just took that little soundbite from what I said, and that upset you, and I apologize for that. And I hugged her. We had a moment. Like I hugged her, wiped her tears, and like just based off that, I didn't change the joke because of her telling me that don't use it again. I changed the joke because I found a way to deliver it in a way that was favorable to everyone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I said I wouldn't say what the joke was, but like I was talking about Ukraine. Like, it's beautiful to see everyone supporting Ukraine. Like, honestly, like everyone's helping out. Like, for example, America wanted to help out Ukraine, so they canceled 850 of the McDonald's in Russia. And Russia was like, "Thank you for saving our lives." Like Germany wanted to help out as well. Do you have any Germans in the crowd? And there was, no one said anything. I'm like, oh, you hardly ever find them at a comedy gig. And I was like, Australia helped out as well. And like,
I'll cut that out if you want me to.
No. You ain't gotta help that. No. Like, I'm open. I'm like, everyone helped out, and like, it really inspired me. Because I want to do my part for society, because an injustice anyway is an injustice, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, so I went to a bar one night. I ordered a vodka and soda. And I was like, hey, I'll have a vodka and soda. And the bartender reaches over and grabs this Russian vodka from the shelf. I was like, no, sir. I want to stand with Ukraine. Would you have an alternative vodka? And he goes, yes, we do actually. We have a Polish vodka. It's called Belvedere. However, it's an extra $1.30. I was like, oh, I'll just have the Russian vodka then. Fuck Ukraine. I'm already doing my part for Ukraine with these new petrol prices.
Yeah.
And just a simple switch of that.
Yeah.
With the fuck Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I meant. I wasn't like saying fuck
shit.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like, but then I was like, I'll just have the Russian vodka, thanks.
Yeah. It's a price thing.
I'm already doing my. So I just got rid of the fuck Ukraine part.
Yeah.
And like, I came up, like, I made that adjustment long after I left Adelaide. But now, I won't have a Ukrainian feel like I'm like unempathetic of the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm a student of comedy when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
I'm a student of life when it comes to anything.
You kind of just got to find your
obstacle
and
you know
get
like,
around it.
And you heard this first, by the way. This is what the first original joke was. Like I'm saying this because I don't want you to ever like try to dig in and be like, oh, this is what
he meant by this.
Yeah, no, but like we learn off situations like that. And had that lady not come up to me and like cried on my shoulder and even like me tell her like she was the one that actually said, she goes, I understand there's a lot of things going on as well and like whatever, and this is what I told her, ma'am, like Ethiopia, whatever, like she got people in Ukraine. But I didn't want to be in a position where I'm like, I got this voice in a sold out room where I'm like, fuck Ukraine, like let's not worry about fucking Ukraine. That's not what I was saying. Like I was being a little bit shitty.
Yeah.
When I was like, I'm already doing my part with these new petrol prices because of whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not the message I'm trying to spread. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you ever have someone like the shopping center? Well, would you like to help like starving dogs? It's like, man, like. I'm already
not
helping,
now.
I'm already helping starving Africans. Like I can't help everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because you get that sometimes when you like, sir, for just $1 a day you can sponsor a kid in East Timor, and you're like, man, I would want to help sponsor a kid in East Timor, but what you don't realize is Synergy wants his fucking $150 from me. You know what I mean? Like, like you wanna do your part, but like. You see,
there's
like
only so much you can do.
You see what my mind frame is at, like, so I tell stories based on the average person, and I just like paint it in a way that we can all relate to it.
Yeah.
And if you don't relate to it, that's fine. Like I'm not upset that you don't see it like from like my
point of view,
like my point of view. But just remember, you paid tickets to come like hear my point of view.
Yeah.
Like. And if you didn't like it, that's fine. Like I'm not upset with you not liking my point of view because I'm not in the business to like please everyone.
Yeah, it's almost like the movie thing, right? If you watch a movie and you're like you didn't like a certain aspect about the movie, you're not going to message the director of the movie, excuse me, can you please change this movie?
To this very day, I have never eaten crocodile, despite the fact that people tell me it tastes just like chicken. But if I was to like eat crocodile,
yeah.
And the very reason why I didn't want to have crocodile, but I did have crocodile, I'm not gonna be upset with the chef for like serving it to me.
Yeah.
You chose to have the crocodile. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? I am that crocodile serving that you chose to have.
Yeah.
I didn't like DM you and say, come to my show, I promise you I'll make you like whatever.
I swear I taste that chicken.
Yeah. Like, I did not say like I'm just like the modern day Kevin Hart or fucking, you know what I mean? Like
you can trust me right now.
Yeah, like you hear the synopsis of what it is that I speak about, and it's on you to come and welcome yourself to my dinner table.
Yeah. And
I will serve you my best meal that I've got, and I'm not upset if you don't like my meal.
Yeah.
I'm not upset if you don't like my meal.
But you're at that point in time, you said you just started writing the joke, right? Like you just wrote the joke.
Fresh as fuck. Like,
yeah, so
like it had the fucking fresh baby smell on it. Like it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how can you critique a joke that isn't even like fully formed?
Yeah,
yet,
like
you know?
and like right now, everyone loves that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I could like, how do I put this? You don't have kids right now, but when you do,
that I know of.
Yeah. But when you do have kids, right?
Yeah.
Like a valuable lesson that I've like acquired since being a father, a father of 3. Is,
congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, man. Like it's funny when like you have a kid and people are like, oh, this is a miracle. It's like, how bad do you think?
Oh, shit.
I had my 3 kids from a previous relationship. Like it didn't work out. Me and her like were very amicable, like very well, whatever. And fuck, I've even lost my point right now. What was it?
I need to piss right now.
Set me up.
Can we piss?
I've actually been holding this off.
Yeah, me too. We'll piss and come back.
Yes.
It ain't for you, motherfucker.
A scrub is a guy that thinks it's fine. Just be the scrub, man.
Oh, shit. No shit. So fucking with having kids, how much does that influence the art of comedy?
Like for me,
yeah.
Like because I got my kids from Monday to Wednesday, so okay. Like some of my biggest inspirations when I come to like writing my jokes and stuff are from my kids. Like my daughter Nevaeh,
yeah,
who's 11 now. I became an adult like very young, like long before I had my kids. Like my first job was like picking fruit when I was like 13, like Mr. Lee's tomato farm.
Shout out Mr. Lee.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Lee. And also like I got my first ever like paying tax file number job, like working at McDonald's.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so like I've been working like since I was as young as whatever.
Yeah.
And
is that the McDonald's in Garaween?
No, that's the McDonald's in Malaga.
Oh, true. Yeah. I got rear-ended in the Garaween one.
What kind of party is this?
I'm rear.
Okay, and how
it's not another gay date.
How was the job itself though? Like, don't worry about the picking up opportunities.
He put the meat in the buns. Oh shit! That shit got cheesy, motherfucker.
Alright, dude, if I can help it, like just on that note, if I can help it, like my kids will have a job at the age of like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my kids will have McDonald's, Red Rooster, or like whatever, like fast food. That's the avenue I took, right?
Yeah.
And that gave me
discipline.
Like even as a young man, like I knew how to save because of having those jobs. Like my parents kept my bank card when I worked at McDonald's.
Is that right?
Yeah, like they kept it for me. Like and,
you're saving, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like, so if I needed like, hey, I'm going out to go bowling with friends, like they would give me my bank card.
Oh really?
Yeah, like it's my bank card, but like my parents is like they
safeguard.
Yeah, it's just like just because you're working does not mean that fucking you're doing this to ball out. Yeah. We're allowing you to work. It all comes down to it, by the way. We're allowing you to earn. We're allowing you to gain experience from earning. Now, what do you take away from this allowing? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're allowed to live in this house for free. but does not mean that now you can like earn and go out there and like, oh, Jason's my best friend, I'm gonna buy him like a 200 pair of Jordans. No, like there's not. We're allowing you to learn how to like manage your money. You know what I mean? So that comes from it. Like and they gave me back my card when I was like maybe like 15, 16, and I was paying board too, by the way, when I was like 14.
Oh, that's good though.
It's not that the household needed it, but like the household needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would contribute my part. You know what I mean?
Course, yeah.
Like I was making fuck all, but I was still contributing because we didn't come from nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so like I learned so much from that. Like that was the most amount of money that I saved from a minimal paying fuck all job.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so like that was a valuable lesson for me because I was able to like my parents gave me my first. I got a hand-me-down car, a Toyota Corolla. And
they're fucking good though.
I tricked that shit out, man. Yeah, I had the fucking I had the DVD playing the fucking headrest and shit. Like, you pull up and you see me in the car, there's fucking Scarface playing in the background. Nobody in the back seat. There's a movie, there's fucking Tip Drill.
Yeah.
You know, Tip Drill. It ain't your ass, but it, you know, like, I had it going on. Like, I mean, like, and like for like a 17-year-old, like, but because my parents allowed me to get this, like, the only way I could keep that job when I got the job, was as long as my grades, like,
didn't go down.
No, my grades are already down. Like as long as my grades like picked up.
Oh, okay, righto.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was kind of like an incentive almost.
Yeah,
right?
so I was able.
You can make money as long as we know you're getting an education.
Yeah, like we don't.
Values.
Yeah, we don't want you to just be sliding, like just making it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like I was able to be able to fund like driving lessons and like do all the stuff that I wasn't able to do, and like the basic things that I for myself held very high, but I only held it very high because I had very little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if you're 16, your parents will pay for your like driver's lessons, and they'll take you to like, whatever every Saturday, whatever. My mom was too busy putting food on the table. Yeah. So I got to put this like upon myself to make sure that I acquire that. You know what I mean? Like so, like my kids, like they it's not your father is not whatever, but like I am like away a lot. I will provide those like driving lessons, but at the same time, like I require you to show me what your bank account is, and show me that you are saving and like I'm putting money towards it, and you're not spending your money on like junk shit.
That's a good set of values. I think that everyone doesn't normally get the chance to even.
I'm not paying for your stuff, so you can actually spend your money on like weirdo shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Fuck, man. So, with that, does that transcribe at all into like future, like that kind of structure with finances must have some kind of influence on how they view their future? Because like if you have funds, you can most doors are open to you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Your dreams are in front of you.
Look at my like my 3 younger sisters, for example. Like one graduated from UWA. Studied I think it was like something tourism, and she's in Sydney right now as an aspiring actress.
Oh, right.
Like, she's doing well. Like
awesome.
She lives in Sydney. We didn't want her to go, but like, hey, go chase your dreams. Yeah. Like my next sister, she's like in like university right now. She's doing a course right now to become a like leadership program and like something to that effect. Like, and my youngest one is becoming like a lawyer.
Wow.
like a criminal lawyer.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
so
like,
everyone in the family is really educated.
Yeah, like myself.
Don't worry about the dog. There's a dog lady outside.
No, it's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about that shit.
Everyone aspires to be like it's about like how is it you want to spend your life? Because at the end of the day, remember this: like the family will get you as far as you can get.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, remember you're gonna get married, you're gonna find a partner, and how do you survive in your own habitat?
Yeah.
Like, so do you sink or do you swim?
That's a good point.
Do we support you for the rest of your life, or do you stand on your own too? Lord forbid, like I would look after every one of my family members if I could, but Lord forbid, like that I require my sisters or one of my sisters or my brother or like whatever, like contacted me and asking me, hey, I need you to send me X amount, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it in a heartbeat, but like how about we just educate ourselves and be able to do it on our own?
Yeah.
Because what that's essentially doing is now that I've got my own kids as well, that's just taking food out of their mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a valid point that people don't really recognize. I guess it's what you grow up with. Like, growing up, I grew up with like a single mother until she met my stepdad. So we didn't really have the funds always there. She was always working like three or four jobs.
We didn't have the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Like we always just scrape by.
Yeah. But my parents, like, my dad didn't know how to be a dad because he was a stepdad, right? Yeah. So he was just like, these two kids are like he treated us like friends for a long time until he was like, I'm your fucking dad. And then it was like, oh, okay, righto. And then you see him taking financial care of mum, and it was like, oh, okay. But I didn't get a lot of that, like, know-with-all, you know? Like, I didn't learn how to do that shit from him.
Yeah.
It came with seeing it and then doing it myself.
Exactly. Like,
yeah.
Nobody can teach you finance if you don't know how to finance like yourself.
So it's kind of cool that your parents pushed you into that position.
No, but I've been doing that. Like when I was in like high school, for example, like when I was in year 9 and year 10, like my parents would give me $3 a week, like $6 a week, but 2 different times, like for lunch money. And it doesn't sound like a lot right now, but like back then you could buy like a gang of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I used to. Like,
I remember.
I would take that $3 and I'd like go to the IGA. Oh, it was Foodland called. Like it was called Foodland back then. Mm-hmm. Like I'd buy like a 4-pack of Sweps.
How much is that?
That was $3. $3, yeah. Like I'd buy a 4-pack of Sweps and I'd sell each individual one for $2 each.
Yeah.
And I'd flip my money.
That's a good move.
And like when I had those like loose change and stuff, like I'd buy like a packet of condoms, and I'd sell like individual condoms to motherfuckers that weren't like brave enough to go buy condoms.
Yeah, right.
I'd sell individual condoms, like a 12-pack of condoms. They're like, you know what I mean? Like you could buy it for 6 and sell it for 12. Like I'm flipping them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was just like, how do I make money? Like it's just what it is. Like I would like damn near make like maybe like $20, whatever, $30, but just depending what kind of hustle it was. Like
that's pretty cool, man. I kind of did the CD DVD thing. My parents always went to Bali, and they're like, "We're gonna take you to Bali. I promise. The first time I went to Bali was when I was 21 for my 21st birthday. They never fucking did it, but they used to go to Bali all the time.
Sell the bootleg.
And then sell the bootleg at school. So
yeah.
I had a guy that I used to sell them with. We used to we buy like a stack of 100 fucking DVD-Rs and then burn them onto that.
That's the hustle.
That's the hustle,
like,
right?
Look at you right now. Like you're hustling. Like
it's funny that we both ended up in media. He is Champ Chong. He is the guy that literally interviews the WWE wrestlers in LA.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. What the fuck, right?
Yeah, bro, that's crazy, man. Honestly,
it's wild, dude. Yeah. And it's just crazy what you can do with like just a little bit of initiative, and like if you get given like a leg up, $3 isn't a lot of money.
Dude,
but it gave you the opportunity to spend it and then grow it.
Like I was able to flip it. Like I always flip my money, and I flip my money, like to the point where when my parents were giving me the $3, like every other day, and that was me profiting.
Yeah.
And then I got that job, like, and I was still getting that. I mean, like I saved so much money being in year 9.
Yeah.
Like, and is it like a person in year 9? And it just sounds crazy because like, it's like, oh, it's just like $3. But just remember, like, I had nothing.
Yeah.
Like I was buying sneakers. Like I was able to fucking like, you know what I mean? Like buy rounds. Hey, you want a wing ding? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like would you like a soda? You know, like I'm
wasn't even a thought. It's the age of 6 when you were in Kenya.
Yeah,
you know?
man. Like I'm going to fucking birthday parties and fucking in high school, and I'm able to fucking like buy the present, like because at the end of the day, like remember, like my parents, like my mom especially, because she did it all for us. Like me asking to go to a party was one thing, and then me being able to go to the party and not arrive empty-handed was another. And nobody likes that person that rocks up empty-handed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so you're just gonna eat all the Frankfurts, are you?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, yeah. So like, it was just like, because I'm a naturally giving person too. Like I love giving back. Like I give back any given opportunity I can. Like I don't mention this, but like I do actually, like as of lately. But 3 years before I started comedy, like I would go to the city and like just go give to homeless, like during Christmas.
Fuck yeah.
Because I feel like the government doesn't do enough for the homeless people.
I agree.
Yeah, and just because I have a platform now, like I dress up like fucking Santa and just like trip people the fuck out. I'm fucking up Christmas for white kids, dude. It's like Santa's black.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just
Jesus now Santa.
And the fucking beard is on my fucking neck. Like I haven't got it. I am fucking up Christmas, dude. Like, can you imagine that conversation when you have to go home?
Yeah.
And like explain to your kid, no, Matthew, we know the person you saw today did not look like what. Yeah, I mean, like I'm like just out here, just fucking just pants are sagging and shit. Fucking Black Santa just like just look incorrect. Yeah, I mean like my daughter, when she was old enough to not know about Santa, we told her.
How old?
She was 9.
Nah, well that's a good age.
Yeah, she was 8. She was 8. And we. I want to say, like my baby mama was actually the first one to say it, but like, I was like, "Fuck! Thank God you said it first."
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
don't kill the vibe with Dad.
No, it's just no. Like this motherfucker's taking credit for my gifts. I mean, like, fuck right off. Like
a white dude fucking you over again.
Yeah, like a white guy broke into our house and I didn't do nothing about it. Like, come on, like. No. Yeah, what kind of example am I setting? Like, someone broke into our house and I was too sleepy to say anything about it. Like, no, I was awake. He was not here.
Yeah.
It was me. Like, a white guy broke into our house and left us gifts. Like, instead of like the
alterity.
Like, that's the reprogramming right there.
Yeah, no
shit.
Shit.
They're returning back now. They're giving instead of taking. Like, nah, man. Like, fuck Santa. Like,
that's a fucking wild thing to think about. If Santa actually gives you gifts, but it's a white dude.
White dude, but people forget how Santa came into fruition. Like Santa.
Okay, let's go.
Brings us back to Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Santa was Coca-Cola's, like, they designed Santa. Coca-Cola invented Santa.
Really?
Yeah, like Kris Kringle was like an old white dude. Coca-Cola monetized him. Why do you think he's in the colors of Coca-Cola? Look it up right now. I challenge you. Kris Kringle, like Santa Claus, is a product of fucking Coca-Cola.
What the fuck?
Look it up on your phone right now and tell me I'm lying. I'll wait.
All right.
Did Coca-Cola invent Santa Claus? I'll wait.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Santa Claus is Coca-Cola's fucking like monetization. Like they fucking made Santa Claus.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ existed, but the Western world made him a blue-eyed and blonde-haired like Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Please explain this to me. In addition to in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
Jesus was a Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
His mother was from fucking Jordan. In addition to Arabs, like the Middle East people consist of like people of dark skin complexion. Yeah. So how the fuck did we get a blue-eyed? And this we're talking about like this is before like migration and people like whatever. Mm-hmm. How the fuck does Jesus have blue eyes and blue hair and look like fucking Brad Pitt with fucking long hair? Explain that to me. I'll wait.
I can't.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it just sounds like
it's monetized. Like, so Kris Kringle was something, and Coca-Cola used that as like, what was the rest of it? So how did Coca-Cola come into the picture?
It was basically, it says Coca-Cola did not create the legend of Santa Claus, but Coca-Cola advertising did play a big role in shaping the jolly character we know today. Yeah. Before 1931, there was many different depictions of Santa Claus around the world, including a gaunt man and an elf. Yeah. It says, does Coca-Cola own Santa Claus? It subsequently gave rise to the Christmas myth that Coke owns Santa Claus image, but it's not. These are all by like fucking like Coca-Cola owned companies. Yeah. So they're probably like, oh no, we didn't start this.
Yeah, but you've got the freedom of like press. Like you can check what it is. Like
yeah,
Kris Kringle was the original guy that they used as a base.
It makes sense.
Like for Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's why it's so welcoming, the colors.
No, like everything. Like, and just remember this, right? Like everyone celebrates Christmas. Right. Everyone celebrates Christmas, which is amazing. Like you celebrate Christmas. Christmas, we've lost track of what Christmas is. Christmas was the birth of Jesus. So please explain to me. And I'll wait. Please explain to me, like how Christmas has anything to do with fucking snow, fucking rain boots, reindeer. Like, this is a product of America. Fucking Christmas is Jesus' birthday.
Yeah.
Jesus' birthday. So what the fuck does snow got to do with putting snow on your fucking Christmas tree if it's about Jesus' birthday?
All right, so I have there's a theory on this, and I've heard of this before. So the red and the white clothing of like Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
Is consistent with tribesmen that live in like northern regions of America. Now, there is a strain of mushroom. You know the red mushroom with the white dots on it?
Super Mario shit?
Yeah, the Super Mario mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, they're called Amanita muscaria.
Okay.
And the difference between they're like a psychedelic mushroom, okay? So these things, you eat them,
yeah,
right? And they make you trip balls,
uh-huh,
right? They only grow underneath what? Pine. I think they're like pine trees, like Christmas trees, right? They only grow under those. So there's a specific type of tree, and reindeer. So reindeer are called, I forget their name. There's
elves.
I'll put the name right here.
Elves, fucking
No. So reindeer in real life are called. They have a specific name. They're a type of deer.
Okay.
And they get really like addicted to this type of mushroom. So if you ingest this mushroom, right, and you start seeing like.
Which, by the way, like everything's animal tested. We'll go back to this. How coffee was invented in Ethiopia. Keep going.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We'll get through this really quickly because
Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
So reindeer will actually knock you over. If you've eaten the Amanita muscaria mushroom, right, it goes through your system. That they tell you to drink your piss after you eat this mushroom because you get a second dose of the psychedelic formula through your body. So, yeah, reindeers love this shit so much. They love tripping balls so much that if they smell you pissing that shit, they'll knock you over to lick the piss out of the snow. That's how much they love this shit, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you think about presents, like Christmas presents, they're normally like red and white and they sit underneath trees, just like these little mushrooms do. Now, there's a book called The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross by John Marco Allegro, right?
Okay.
It's a transcript from the sacred scrolls that were in Hebrew, and through calligraphy and like working out like certain languages and stuff, they transcribed these things. And they found out, well, John Marco Allegro found out that the thought of Christmas itself and the term Jesus is a ritual that comes from fertility rituals and psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay.
So there's almost like if you ate this Amanita muscaria mushroom and you saw a reindeer and it was running at you and then it flew off, and then if you saw these Alaskan dudes, you'd be like, oh, what the hell? Right? And then eventually through generations and generations, this myth gets like built on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one theory. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, like I feel like 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a wild thing to think where that shit came from and why the fuck it's not talked about that
that's
Jesus is
same
black
with
or darker skin, sorry.
Yeah, like everything does not make sense. Like if you look at like how like genetics works, Adam and Eve created all of us.
Two white people in the jungle.
No, it wasn't two white people. Like Adam and Eve had to have been black because the genetic recession gene is more powerful, right?
Yeah.
So like Adam and Eve had to have been black, but at the same time, like if that is true, how is it possible that we all like? Do we know about science right now? Like if you had a sister and you fucked your sister, them kids are coming out retarded for sure.
Yeah, that's why white people are so retarded.
When I say retarded, by the way, like. I mean, like they're coming out
deformed.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, so like, that's point blank.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think Adam and Eve were like a thing, but it was about all the other recessive genes that actually came out. If you look at how like evolution happens, like it wasn't about two frogs and like whatever coming swimming from the ocean and walking on land. Like it's about that many of them coming out and like breeding, just like when we came from atoms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like,
and I'm not saying like I don't believe in like everything I hear. Yeah. But I also believe that there's a higher power.
Yeah, of course.
Like a higher power. Like I
100%.
Don't believe
this isn't a coincidence.
Like how the fuck are we here just by accident?
Yeah, no shit.
No, hell no, we're not here by accident.
Yeah.
Like something happened, and it's the universe did not create itself.
Yeah.
And the universe is forever growing, but you can't tell me that the universe is like it's like we are.
And it all came from a big bang. That's a speck.
No, I don't like what I mentioned earlier with the whole like if you grab the like a fistful of sand, whatever, there are that many stars. That represents how many
on a beach. Yeah.
The beach, as many stars as you can see.
It's grains of sand on a beach.
That is how many stars there are, and all those stars represent like a solar system.
Yeah, and
we're out here just by accident. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm not even saying are you fucking kidding me because like that sounds ignorant. Because for those that like don't believe in nothing, that's fine. It's a shame because I'd love to have saw you in heaven. I believe in a higher power.
Oh fuck! Wear sunscreen.
Oh shit!
I hear those hellfires are hot as fuck.
Oh my! I heard fucking SPA does not work down there. Shit.
Lather up every 4 hours.
Oh, apparently, they created a heat that was so strong that even our primitive human minds will not be able to help it. So, you better ask Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos to come up with yes. speak to our brilliant minds, because there's a higher power out there. Like.
Yeah, no. I've had like some really, really fucking deep psychedelic trips, and it's been real evident that, like, you know, like, it just, when you come out of that thing, you're like, all right, I get it. There's no there's no way that there's not a higher power or energy.
Gotta be, dude. There gotta be. Like,
yeah.
Do you have a religion, like, in whatever?
Well, I was born Catholic.
Yeah.
I stopped attending church at the age of 7.
You still kept the van though, right? Like,
yeah. I drop them over there.
Dude, I grew up. I grew up Anglican, but only because I wouldn't say only because, but like the Christian organization that like sponsored us was Anglican.
Okay, right.
You know what I mean? Like so that was the religion and the faith that my family followed.
Yeah.
And as far as I remember, like I've never been like, oh, I'm an Anglican. Like I believed in Christ, and I still believe in like a higher power. Like I can't for my mind think that we're here just by accident.
No.
Like for example, like everything that happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you fucking put ice in a bucket in a like lukewarm room, it will melt.
It starts melting.
Like, how you gonna tell me that fucking if you were to put fertilizer on like a tree, that just happens? Like, how you gonna tell me that Jupiter is just a planet that's just full of like just gas and nothing's inhabitable, but we are in the perfect
Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, like the perfect location for it. But you're telling me there's no other life forms out there? As much sand as there is that represents how many stars there are, and we have, like, our star is a sun. You're telling me out of all those grains of sand that represent stars and stuff, like, how arrogant of humans.
Bro.
How arrogant. That is arrogant as fuck, dude. That is arrogant. That's about as arrogant as like people saying we're the superior race. Like, you fucking kidding me? Like, aliens, come now. Come now.
Put us in the line.
Yeah, come now. Like, show us what true power is. Like,
Yeah.
like how are you gonna tell us that? Because it happens all the time in society. Like, you live in Garawin. Oh, like, we are better than you because we live in fucking Applecross. You move to Peppermint Grove, Applecross is poverty living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
There's always a hierarchy.
Perth is it's a death
Destitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we live in Sydney, we're in Bondi, we're in fucking Rose Bay, we're in, like, whatever. You go to Melbourne, you're like, oh, dude, well, guess what? Dandenong is the shittest suburb ever.
Yeah.
We
I sold property out there. It kind of is.
Yeah, but you feel me though? Like,
Yeah.
we forever like feel like whether it's not ever about like white or black or whatever.
Yeah.
It's about society. Like, you always think that you're better than someone else.
Yeah.
Like even like entertainment will tell you the same thing. Like, oh, nobody watches Channel 10. Like, everything's on Channel 7. Like, Channel 7 is not the shit because Channel 9 is where it's at. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those situations. Like, we're always forever like not even be like racist, but we're like trying to better up each other. And then the fact of the matter is, when it comes down to it, and you don't have the latitude or whatever, it's like, well, we're actually a white owned neighborhood, or we're a all black like production company. And when I say like black owned production company, and people get at me sometimes as well. Like, when I speak about like my pride as being like
Jameson.
Yeah, when I speak about being like prideful about being black,
Yeah.
black supremacy is not the same as black empowerment. I want to empower my people to know that, like, you are not beneath. Like, you are not, like, the dust beneath someone's fingernails.
Yeah.
We may have came from slavery, or we may have came from like an upbringing where people thought, well, anything but above. But just remember this: there is pharaohs and like paintings and sculptures in Egypt. Don't forget that. Egypt, they've got whole statues.
Yeah.
That have black features on it, like
the Sphinx.
Yeah,
it had a black nose. The only reason it doesn't have a nose anymore is because the French came through and shot that fucking thing off. Did you know that?
No,
shot the African nose.
What I do know is like it's black features.
Exactly.
Like you see, you hear stuff about like the richest man back in like whatever BC that went traveled through like the Europe. And he was from Africa. Like he went giving out gold, just giving out gold.
Holy shit!
The richest man. But we forget about stuff like that. We forget about stuff like that. Like if we came from say if we like we look at like the bones of Lucy. Which was found in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
If we look at stuff like that, like just remember, we all came from Africa.
Yeah.
And I don't say that because I'm like, oh, well, you came from me, we're better than you. But guess what? Because there's a difference between black empowerment and black supremacy.
Yeah.
There is Hell Hitler, and then there's we are the same.
Yeah.
We are different as well. Let's celebrate our differences. Let's celebrate our differences. And let's be different, but let's just... Like, I tell the same thing to my kids all the time. Like, my daughter Nabel. I'm like... when people ask where she's from, I'm like, you're a South Sudanese Mauritian born in Australia.
Yeah.
Let them know you're Australian last. But, like, make no mistake about it. You are just as Australian as the next person.
Yeah.
You were born here. You have an Australian citizen. You have a birthright as an Australian. Your dad was Australian. Your mum was Australian. But when people ask you where you're from, they're not asking where you're from.
Yeah. They're
trying to figure out where this is about.
Yeah. The ethnicity behind it.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People lose that, right? They kind of... People like to subcategorize things, especially culture. Like, I know a lot of people that do the opposite of that. Is as soon as they get here, they claim Australian and they completely forget about where they're from.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, that kind of takes a whole another kind of ignorance.
No, because now what we're doing is we are re-editing what it is, what the next information can be passed down.
Yeah, I understand that.
So say, for example, like if you're a white man.
Yeah.
And you're
pointing at me like I'm white.
No. Like, I'm saying, for example, if you're a white man, right?
Yeah, of course.
And you're from Greece or from Italy.
Yeah.
And you blend in just as much as you would. You come to Australia.
I know I look white. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known until you had told me.
Yeah.
I actually thought you're from Greece.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? So like, if you're a white guy and you came to Greece in 1996, the same time I did.
Yeah.
Same time I did, and you sound just as Australian as I do.
Yeah.
Or as the next person, and you have kids as well.
You're an Australian.
Everybody's gonna assume that you are an Australian.
Yeah. But
if you're a black guy, just like myself, that's done the exact same process and came under the same conditions or whatever, like my kids are gonna be questioned about that. Not questioned, but like asked, where are you from?
Yeah.
But it's up to us to educate people. Like, for example, like for yourself, you tell them, hey, I'm from Greece. You're not from Greece, by the way.
I know. Yeah. I know where I'm from.
I'm from Greece, and your kids can do the same thing. Like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm from like my dad's from Greek origin. My mum is Italian. I was born in Australia. I'm an Australian. I'm a Greek, Italian, Australian.
Yeah.
Why do I have to explain that I'm an Aussie, like an African Aussie, like convince you just because of my skin complexion?
You shouldn't have to.
And like if my kids are like half caste, like half Mauritian, half Sudanese, why is it so far fetched to believe that they're actually like Australian? they could pass for like an Indigenous Australian, but why is it so hard for you to believe that though? Because you've made it normalized that like to be Australian means to be white.
It's true. Yeah, colonization through like sending all the fucking criminals over here. They assumed that they were all white, and I guess that just gets bred down into generation and generation of like racist people. Like, and
that's why like when I did my last episode of like the semifinals for Australia's Got Talent, like he's like, oh, you're one of the good ones. So, like, I'm one of the good ones. Like, last I remember, like Australia was built by the criminals. Like how is 1% of the crime being
of the good ones?
How is 1% of the crime being committed by Africans? Like any less than the 99 that's been committed by everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make me the good one? Like the 1%er is now the good one. Like the 1 point whatever. Like so say if we said like 100%, and I'm one of the 1%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That means that out of 99%, like 100%, I'm one of the 99%.
Yeah.
And that's only like one of the 1%. True. So how does that make me the good one? When the other ones are the ones that are committing the crime. You feel me?
Yeah.
Feel me knocking?
It's because people only like to take into account what they want to see, not what is actually happening. You know?
Yeah.
You know, they're like, it's too easy to be.
Like I said earlier, it's so exhausting to be hateful, but it's so easy to love.
Yeah.
Like a child is born loving. Like if you adopt a puppy and the puppy spends like a day with you, that puppy finds you them like mom or dad.
Yeah.
Like and that's like a different species.
Yeah.
You take a puppy home from like a pet store, and like that puppy's excited as fuck all the time. Like
no shit.
It loves you because you are like you're the omega. Like, and until you show that puppy that you're not fucking able to do that, that puppy will love you unconditionally, and it doesn't even matter. Like Stockholm syndrome is real. You could beat the fuck out that puppy. You can make that puppy conform. You train that puppy, do what it is that other people like do to make it into like champion dogs and like whatever. Like the puppy will still love you because love is what it was taught.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Don't hit dogs.
Yeah, but guess what?
Yeah.
The puppy will project that hatred to someone else.
Yeah.
Because that's what you taught it.
It'll start biting other people.
But it will never bite you though.
Yeah.
Because you taught it that hate.
Yeah.
But it's not to hate you, it's to hate others.
Yes.
You feel me?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people that don't, like, there are a lot of people that get bitten by dogs and it's not the dog's fault.
Yo, I have people, like, I've been to, like, some of my homies' houses and stuff. Like, I distrust dogs. Like, I got a dog myself. Like, I got a pit bull slash staffy.
We don't call them pit bulls here.
Oh, what are they?
Just nothing, like, because aren't they illegal?
My girl Zena is fucking, like, the most timid.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nah,
don't come at the house though, because she'll get at you. You know what I mean? Like, because hate is taught.
Yeah.
She is trained to love everyone in that house. She's a trained dog.
And no one outside of it?
No. I say it all the time. Like I'm like Zena, you gonna watch me die one day. But like, it's always been like one of those situations where like the dog knows if someone ever fucking try to fuck with the family, it is what it is. Yeah, you know what I mean, like it's game time. Game time. But why the fuck are we training kids for that?
It's a good point. Why are we?
Like, why is it?
Why is that just in like the generalized like pass down? Why is that like? Yeah, why is that a part? If you're passing that down, does that mean that you are yourself doing that?
Well, I myself, because
No,
like,
I just mean people in general.
I know you mean that, but like I myself, I'm like a non-confrontational, hateful person. Like I spread positivity. Like, and the only time you ever hear anything that I ever speak about is because it's because I'm trying to shift the direction that people are thinking. Like, if you're thinking that you're like, if you have anything on deck about like my jokes that I have, challenge me and I will explain that, like where that came from.
Yeah.
For example, like I speak about I've just recently came up in life at the moment. Like, I used to live in Mirabooka, obviously, but I live in Maylands now, and for those of you that know Maylands, it's actually quite a poor neighborhood, but it's a big upgrade from Mirabooka. Like, when I say Mirabooka, like I say, like, because I went from living around poor black people to now living around poor white people. When I say that, like I say that because of the fact that, like, as rich as you may feel as a black person, a poor white person is living way larger as a poor white person. And I'm not saying all white
That's
people.
fucked up.
I'm not saying all white people. I'm not saying all white people.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
I'm not, and like, I don't know how you can misconstrue me saying that my come up as a poor black person in Mirabooka, is me being like, oh, like, I love, yeah, like, whatever. Like, no, I'm saying I came up, but my come up is no different than, like, it's not no different. Like, it's way different than a white guy's come up.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
like I live in a poor neighborhood around people that own a house in a poor neighborhood that is close to the city. That's all it is. Like, I live in an area that is 10 minutes from the city. I rent. Like, I get random homeless people ask me for money, and the reason why that is possible is because the area that I live in is, like, it's got government funding.
Yeah.
If you remember, like, if you know areas like Rivervale, like Maylands, like, it's prominent for, like, for government housing.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I don't live in a government housing area, but I live in an area that is considered not safe. I love that type of shit because I feel safe in that type of shit.
Yeah.
And the reason why I feel safe is because I'm from the gutter too. I'm from the gutter. Like I grew up in the gutter. Like, I had nothing. Like, you think that you're poor because you can't pay your bill? Like, how about I remind you that we couldn't eat. And it wasn't about, oh, Centrelink will cover this next time. There was no Centrelink. Like, sacks of rice get thrown from the airplane by the UN. And if you don't grab it soon enough, like, that is you fucked next time.
There's none left.
You are fucked. You're fucked. You better fucking buy yourself some chickens and hope that they lay some eggs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel me? Like, I'm not better than anyone. What I'm saying is, like me feeling that I made it is just your reality.
Yeah.
Like, you living in your rental property is me feeling like I made it. Like, I made it living in this rental property 10 minutes from the city.
You fucking oath.
I having a fucking a bus that picks me up from the front of my house and drops me off in the heart of the city, which is like 2 minutes from the comedy club that I perform in, like 3 days a fucking week. That means I don't have to drive no more. I don't have to pay for a parking ticket. Like, that's me making it. Like, that's me being grateful. Like, my glass is half full just because of that.
I think the people that are, like, if they do critique your jokes or even look down on you for how far you've come, it's just because you're doing something that they wish they could do, right? But what you're doing takes talent. And a lot of people don't like to apply themselves because, you know, they have a job and they have kids and all that kind of shit, you know, like, and it takes balls to go after what you want to do.
Yeah, and like, you're right about that. Like, it does take fucking balls.
Just want to pull that mic a little bit. Just push it towards me.
It does. It does take balls to do what I'm doing. I'm not giving myself like kudos or like you're doing very well.
You should, man. Fucking oath, you should.
Nah, because like at the end of the day, like the way I said is like I'm doing what it is that I love doing, and I was told that I couldn't achieve it. I had a cushy job that was allowing me to do what it is, and I went against the grain. And like I told you earlier, in the Japanese culture, the nail that sticks out gets fucking hammered, and I am going against the fucking grain. And for those that are upset about it, if you're not doing the oppressing, like why the fuck would you be upset? Why would you be upset?
Should be lifting him up.
You should be like, oh, you know what, we do have a fucked up fucking background in Australia. Yeah. We should be acknowledging the indigenous people more than giving them a welcome to country, like a 30-second bit, and then going into like, oh, and here is John Farman, like, and that's not to put anything to anything, like yeah, I mean, like we have come a long way as a people. Like I'm not shitting on like what it is that we're doing, but and the reason why we're not doing more is because there's no dialogue. There's no dialogue, and everyone looks at or hears what it is I'm saying. You're like, who the fuck is this African guy that's saying what it is that he's saying? That's fine. You can say that. But just like I give you freedom of choice to say what it is that you're saying about me, like, let's not forget, like, I'm just as Australian as you. I can say what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And don't come after my life. But at the same time, like, it is what it is. Like, I have freedom of choice too. All the martyrs die. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela did 27 years. Like, I'm not saying I'm one of them, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's what I am. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm just fighting the 21st century issues that we have in life right now, and we are better as a people. We have dialogue. We can actually fucking we can actually speak about this right now, and you would never know about these issues. Like I told a friend last time that for me to catch a taxi back home, that I live like 10 minutes away from the city.
Yeah.
Like if my phone dies and I can't call an Uber, which takes the cash up like straight from that. If I can't, I call an Uber. And I attempt to catch a taxi. 9 times out of 10, cash up front. Do you get asked for cash up front?
Fuck no. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Like every single time, I get asked for cash up front. Cash up front. They require cash up front for me to hop in a taxi. And
even still.
No, like yeah, but the thing is, like
you know what I'm saying by that, though, right?
Yeah. But like this is the illest shit ever, right? Like, so, like I'm a stand-up comedian, and people know my face. I'm on TV or whatever. But what about the next guy, though? What about the next guy that actually has cash just sitting on his fucking dresser?
Yeah.
That like, just because I'm in a privileged like situation, like I've actually walked home from Northbridge because I couldn't get a taxi. I mean, like, I actually walked home.
That's fucked up, dude.
No, but it is what it is. Like, that's my reality, though. Like, I've walked home from a taxi from Northbridge. Like, that's my reality. That's my reality. Like, I tell this to some of my white friends sometimes. I'm like, oh, fuck, I walked home yesterday. They're like, well, what do you mean? Like, why didn't you just fucking call? Like, I'm like, oh, no, because
find it or something.
The 3 taxi drivers wouldn't take me home without a cash up front. And I'm not saying there's white people, because there's black people too.
Yeah, right.
There's black people too. Like, this is like a whole systemic, like,
yeah.
It's about, let's make this motherfucker crash down. You've convinced black people to, like, not trust black people too. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
Like, it is what it is. But, like, and I even hate using that word, because it is what it is means that
you're accepting it.
No, like, it is what it is. It's just what it is. Just sit in the back of the bus and, like, whatever. Like, but, like, for myself, like, I am a father of 3. So like, it is what it is for my kids too. Nah, fuck that. I'd rather bite the bullet right now and just like let it happen.
Yeah.
Like let me be the ripple effect that allows the change that happens. Do you remember like a long time ago, like before Africans came here, like it was the Burmese coming over, like they kept taking over.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
it was just displaced. It was going to a different race.
Yeah, there was the.
I don't like that term, by the way, race, because we're the human race.
Yeah, but
it just it kind of incentivizes the disconnect between what we actually are.
We are the human race, but at the same time, like this is what I keep pushing, and you can disagree or agree.
No, it's fine.
You can
Contest
agree.
me,
You can agree and disagree with it, if you want, and that's cool. Because if I was to be upset with you thinking otherwise, then I'm no different to the next person. Like my whole thing is, we are different, but we are the same. So how about we just celebrate the sameness? Like,
yeah, I agree.
You're from Afghanistan. Imagine going to a restaurant and they just serve fucking bread and fucking butter.
Because everyone knows it.
Bread and butter. No, motherfucker, put some garlic on that shit. Like the Afghanis like to put garlic on their shit.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, like put some butter on that shit.
Yeah.
Make me a salad that's drenched in fucking like in olive oil, like
balsamic,
and let me enjoy something like the Italians fucking give you.
Yeah, 100.
Or give me some fucking give me some flour that it's got nothing but just the flour, and I can dip that shit in fucking sauce and call that shit like ugali.
Oh yes.
Like Africans grew up eating that shit
stuff.
Yeah, bro. Like that's fire, bro.
Yes,
but
bro.
how the fuck are we gonna be the same?
Fifi too.
Yeah, asida, like it's called
fufu.
Fufu. Like ugali, like it's called
Fifi's pussy.
It comes with many fucking names. Dude.
Yeah,
it's called many fucking names. But how the fuck are we gonna be the same if we want to be different?
Yeah,
be fucking different.
Yeah, 100%.
Like fucking be different and celebrate the fact that we're different, but don't think because the fact that you're different that you're better than me.
Yes.
The only time you should ever think that you're better than me is like, oh, your shit might be the shit, but this is the one. You know what I mean? Like,
let's go,
you feel me?
Yes,
you feel me? Like,
yeah,
celebrate
right.
the fact that you love what you, like, your product that you're selling.
Yeah.
You selling, you should, do you think your podcast is going to be the best fucking podcast ever?
100%.
And you should think that.
Yeah.
You should think that. Why the
I don't think it's going to be the best ever. I just love doing it, right?
Yeah, but why should you now be like, hey, my fucking podcast is the shit. It's way better than Joe Rogan's. Like, no, just be like, hey, like my shit's the fucking butter.
Yeah.
Like, listen to it if you like it. Like, drop your whatever it is that YouTubers like subscription. If you like it, go listen to Joe Rogan stuff. And if you do like Joe Rogan stuff and you think it's better than mine, that's fine.
Yeah.
The people that like my shit is better.
Yeah.
Because they like my shit.
Yeah.
They like my shit. Like
I don't see it as competition. Like like that's the thing, and I think that's what puts all these like races into
1,000%.
It's competition, right?
Like a perfect example is my fucking like my mentor and my fucking like my dog Joe White, who got me into comedy. It's like, bro.
Shout out Joe White. You made a
shout
superstar.
Out to Joe White, man. Like, honestly, like, the homie was like, hey, you'd be fucking amazing at this. He started doing comedy way before me. And at this very precise moment, like, I am thriving in it. But like, I actually caught up with Joe just earlier. I went to his mom's house. Like, she gave me the biggest fucking cuddle. She's like, you're doing very amazing. You actually give him, like, hope to, like, whatever. Like, that's my boy, Joe White.
Hey.
Like, we went, I caught up with like another homie from like back in the day, whatever.
He's not.
His name is Telehun Halu. Look up Telehun Halu. Like, he's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
The dude's fucking hilarious. Like,
I'm gonna put his like right here.
Yeah, Telehun Halu.
Yeah.
And like that's my dog. Like, I grew up with him when I was like 15, like 14, 15. Like, we grew up in the streets of Girraween. Like, we used to be like at Ferrara Oval playing soccer, and as soon as the lights go out, you know you're supposed to go home. Yeah. And then like when the indigenous people were like, "Fuck you, African dog," like everybody was just like,
Run!
That everyone would just like dash the fuck off. Dash the fuck off.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like there'll be like some thoroughbreds just like who was that or whatever. And sometimes you find out it was just like other Africans who was trying to scare you. Like, he's like, oh shit, you feel me? You feel me? Like there's like a myth and a legend that was created from that. You know what I mean? Like that's my dog. Like this is my dog. I was at his house today and like he got me to comedy. And he is like the most humblest dude I've ever fucking met in my life. Right. And that's like a testament of like thinking that you're superior. He started before I started. Mm-hmm. He actually fucking like got me most of the opportunities that I got. And every time like I got an opportunity, like I'm like, hey Joe, this is what's happening right now. Like you should probably like try to like highlight this person right here. Like Joe's my fucking brother. He's not my friend, he's my brother. He's my brother. Because it's not a crab mentality where it's like, oh,
pull him down,
a bunch of crabs stuck in a bucket and like the crab fucking pulls the other one. Like that's my dog. Like that's my dog.
He's a comrade, right?
Yeah, like we went to go visit a homie today and like I was literally on the corner of like Normal and fucking Flinders and I'm like, hey, he's like, oh, come to the house, do you want me to drive? I'm like, yeah, I got that podcast at 5 o'clock. Maybe it's best that you drive because I have to take off from the house. He's like, cool, but if you're already here, come through because my mom wants to like give you the biggest hug. Bro, his mom been watching like you feel me? You feel me? Like
100%.
Two refugees. Like he was born in Sudan.
That must be so fucking inspiring.
He was born in Sudan. I was born in Ethiopia. He's from Ethiopia. I'm from Sudan. And we're born in two displaced countries. Wow. You telling me like we can't fucking like come and coexist together?
Bullshit,
bro. Like you know what I mean? You feel me? Like man. Like honestly, man. Like this shit gets me fucking hot. Like especially when I'm like, my son's godfather is from Greece.
Yeah, you were saying
like my boy Wags. I went to high school with him. Like he's from Greece, and like, you can't tell me that I fucking don't love white. Like I was in a high school of just white people. I was the only black dude or one of, and like I grew up in that like scenario. And even though there was like racism in there, I learned and loved like some of like my relationships that I have right now. Shane McHugh, like Tim Strong, like I get people voting for me on Australia's Got Talent right now based on the fact that how like my merit as a person that grew up in like a person of color that grew up in a white school.
There you go.
Yeah, like I mean, like get the fuck out of here. I'm about the fucking people, man. Like I am. Like I love my people. And when I say like vote for the people, I mean like the people. You're my people. Like you want a WA person to win. When I say you're my people, like the comics, you want a comedian to finally win because there's no comedians that's ever won Australia's Got Talent.
Is that right?
Yeah, never.
You're winning, brother.
Never. Like you're my people. Yeah. When I say let's do this for fucking like let's do this for my people. Yeah. I mean like the have-nots, the Vietnamese, the fucking
the underdogs.
The underdogs, like the those that don't have a fucking voice when it comes to fucking being treated like fucking shit. Like it comes in a different form. Yeah. There's a Korean Jesus. There's a fucking black Jesus.
That's like 21 Jump Street shit.
I am not fucking. I am not Jesus, but I am fucking representing you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I am one of your own. That's what I'm saying. And I hate to fucking get on my fucking.
Preach, brother.
Like I hate to get on my fucking Malcolm X and Tupac shit. Like, but it is what it is.
I feel like you've got an energy about you, man, that like is carrying through culture, and I can see you really, really taking over on this shit.
100%, because I have to, bro. Because I got kids of my own.
Yeah, and
I got kids of my own. Like
people are going without a voice, and I feel like you're the voice, man.
Just remember this, right? Like if I died tomorrow, or even in the car accident, like on the way home, like
touch wood.
Thank God you got a fucking wood table.
Fucking earth. That's why I say.
So imagine if I die in a car accident, right? Very fucking now. I haven't written my fucking will, and that is what happens. Just remember this. What do you say about emo? It's people like you that actually have podcasts and like my words and like my everything. You have that. I would hate for you to be like, oh, his life was incomplete. I fucking lived.
Yeah.
I lived. I use my fucking voice to fucking try to empower my people. I use my voice to like let people know like it's about love. It's not about hate. How do we come together as a people rather than a like whatever. You know what I mean? I'm trying. What are you doing? Like what are you? Not you, but like what are?
Yeah.
When I say you, like what are you doing? Like I'm doing my fucking part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You are, man. Okay, we got to get into a little bit, at least a little bit about the fucking AGT shit, right?
Hit me up.
All right. So, you're doing your set.
Yeah.
You're looking into the audience. Your mouth goes dry.
Yeah.
You get your water. You close out your set, and the crowd goes wild. And then Shane Jacobs leans over and smashes that buzzer. What the fuck is going through your mind?
What was going through my mind? Shit. Like first and foremost, I asked for like a bottle of water, which was not.
That wasn't planned?
No, I don't have a person that is like designated like give Emo the bottle of water. Like that person not.
Oh, by the way, it was Ricky Lee that gave you the water, yeah?
Yeah, Ricky Lee. Shout out to Ricky Lee, by the way.
Banging.
Yeah. That's my home girl. I love Ricky Lee, man. She's my home girl. I speak to her every other day as well. Like she's fucking cool. She's cool. Awesome, man. Like we'd be texting and stuff. Like she's in like whatever. Like it's just she's a cool person. I'm a cool person. Like it's not any what's gonna happen with you and it's not none of that. Not any of that. Like Ricky Lee's like great people. Like my daughter actually drew a picture of her on like an app that looked just like her as well. And just,
was it like a? Let's go. Let's go.
I hope you don't mind that.
I'm just playing around, obviously, but you are fine as fuck. Let's be honest.
That's
my missus knows this shit too.
That's his words, not mine.
My missus knows.
Yeah, but my daughter like drew up like a whole thing on an app that looked just like her, and dude, first and foremost, that's what I don't know if you can zoom in on that. Oh yeah. And my daughter drew this of her.
Holy shit, bro. What the fuck? That's wild.
Yeah, so Ricky Lee's, she's the homie. I got the golden buzzer, and I wasn't like even when I did my bit. Like I just came out to like whatever. I have my first and foremost, I have my message I want to say. I have my set that I want to use, and then it's like, how is it that you like perceive it? Take it, and that's on you as an individual. But as a receiver, it's just about a message. That's all it is.
As in giving the message.
Yeah, like I come out, give my message. That's what it is. And let me just get this fucking thing. Hello. There we go. Well, 92.9, and this is Emo Majok. Just letting you know that Radio FM is back on.
Radio FM. This is 91.7 KTYO FM.
The splash, the giggle.
So you had the buzzer get hit, right?
Yeah.
Now that took you out of what division? So we'll put you into the finals straight up.
Yeah. So when you do the like auditions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you have auditions where it's like, hey, this is your big moment.
Yeah.
If you make it through auditions, you make it through auditions. Like so, I went out there, gave my audition, and there is the four yeses. Yeah. That will get you. Yes, they all loved what it is that they saw.
Yeah.
But you have to remember this, yeah. out of like thousands of performers, they're gonna like select like 100 plus or whatever.
Oh wow.
No, sorry, a thousand admissions to auditions.
Yeah.
And then there was like 100 or whatever plus with the people that like attempted to get into the auditions. There is those that make it in, but if you get the golden buzzer, which there's 5 of them, there's the 4 judges plus Ricky Lee gets one as well.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, I didn't know until like I actually watched the show for the first time.
Oh, heck.
Yeah, so I was doing my bit, and mind you, like I don't get to see what everyone's doing because we're in the back like doing. It's not like we're in like a conveyor belt where it's like, hey, you're up next, like what's going on.
There's no TV in the back to watch it?
There's TVs and stuff, but like it's just like, hey, we need you to do a walking scene, like whatever.
Oh right.
Yeah, so like it is what it is, like whatever. And just before it's my time to come up, they're like, hey, we need to do an interview with you and Ricky Lee. And I did the interview, and then they're like, hey, it's time for you to get on. And it's
like that quick.
Yeah, and after 15 hours of like filming and stuff, like it is what it is. Like I'm cool with that. Like I perform. I've gone to comedy clubs where they're like, hey, like I'm not even on the lineup. They're like, can you get on tonight?
Yeah.
You're on next. You know what I mean? Like stay.
I
ready.
wasn't prepared.
No, stay ready so you don't have to be ready.
Yeah.
Stay ready so you don't have to be ready. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you be the audience and like they just ask you to fucking just jump up.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm always like, I stay ready until I have to, whatever.
That's the cool thing about being a comic, right?
No, that's the most stressful thing because like I would get to a comedy club normally if I'm booked on a show, like I'll get there and like I'll like analyze what it is I'm looking at. Oh, she had the blue shirt. Okay, cool. Like she's dressed like fucking like Elmer Fudd. Yeah, I mean, like no, like you wanna like because you wanna.
You gotta take it all in, yeah.
Like we could, like for example, like I came early last time and like I did a show in Melbourne with Dave Thornton. Like, are you familiar with Dave Thornton?
No. Dave Thornton. I've heard that name before.
Yeah, so it's like TV comic and he like had a bit. It was like he has 2 white kids. Obviously, he's a white man, and I don't know why I said white. Like obviously, because you could have a white missus, a black missus, and that would like change the dynamic of that. He's like me, like I've got 2 white kids, and I love my coffee. I would rather like a tall black than 2 short whites. That was the line that he used.
Yeah.
But that had nothing to do with me being next. Nothing at all.
Yeah, fair.
Had nothing to do with me coming on next.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but like you just hammered me some shit. Come
yeah,
on.
no shit.
Yeah, bro. So I come on stage and I'm like I gotta address that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but he didn't say it like a hateful thing. Like this is him saying I prefer my coffee over my 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like same like when I did the semifinals, like if you were watching the show, like there was like Indian people like fucking chainsawing fruit and fucking like one of the scenes actually there was like a guy, 2 Indian guys like damn near kissing with an apple in their mouth and fucking chainsawing it like down the middle.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, like damn near like fucking like cutting lips off.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but I love my lips because I use them to fucking speak. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like there's like, and they were just before me, by the way.
Yeah, right.
And like I'm in the back and I'm fucking kicking back there. I'm like fuck. Indian dudes, whatever. So I come on and you see on the fucking the semifinals, like I'm hey, it's great to be here. My refugee senses are tingling. Has someone been wasting food up here? Like, it's Indian people just like, just like smashing food, like just wasting food. You know? You feel me? So with Dave Thornton's thing, like he was just before me at the Comics Lounge, which is actually like one of like Perth's, not Perth's, but Australia's biggest
premier comedy
capacity, comedy club.
They're fucking awesome. They're doing wonders over there.
Yeah, dude, you get every big name coming in there.
Mm-hmm.
Every big name.
Yes,
like every
sir.
big name.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm having fun though.
Oh, fuck yeah. I think we've been going for like nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, so he comes on stage and he's like, with the whole, I'd prefer my, like a long black over my 2 short whites.
Yeah.
And like I'm in the back, like just fucking damn near about to come on. Like I'm looking through my fucking notes, trying and figure out what it is I want to use. And as soon as he said that was like mid set.
Opener.
Yep. No, but that was, so I was on the show and like Troy Ken's on, like he was on as well. And just before he comes on stage, he's talking about the coffee stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, Troy, look what he's saying. He's like, oh, he loves I love the long black over my 2 short whites. And like I'm asking him this because I'm trying to figure out like how can I come up and just like identify what that was, and then like he said it just before he came on, and the MC already told me that he was gonna be like doing like I'm about to do like a minute whatever, and I didn't hear it properly, so like I hop up on stage just before the fucking the stage thing, like, hey, what was that bit that he said? He said the exact same thing like that Troy Ken said, and I was like, oh, cool, sweet. So I get on stage and I'm like, it's so good to be here in Melbourne, honestly. Like I just recently got adopted. I never realized a guy would trade his 2 short white kids for my tall black self.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's what it is, like a comment. Like it's the same thing I did with the water thing.
Yeah.
Like when I was thirsty, like you got to use what it is you got. So like,
situational shit.
Yeah, exactly. So like you just out here, just like do what it is you got to do. And like when I say thirsty, I mean like don't be thirsty about like selling yourself out, but like just be also like just out there just utilizing the stuff that you got. As so when I said black people don't understand, or black people, it's hard for black people to find water.
That was hilarious.
Every World Vision ad tells you she walks 20 kilometers to find water because water is hard for us. And they show like how hard it is for us to find water. So like,
but to spin that and have a comedic fucking take on it.
But that's there in the back of my head anyway, because like I grew up in that refugee camp anyway.
100%.
Like I knew what it was like. Look, I was 8. Like I didn't have to fetch the water, but like they had to. You know what I mean? Like so, it's just like utilizing that like situation, and if I could be born in another body, like I would never be born in another body. Like I love what it is, but I still. To this very day, like I always say this, like my only regret in life was not being born with an inheritance. And that's something you have no control over.
Yeah, of course.
That's something you have no control over because it's an oxymoron. Like you just like my only regret that I have in life is not being born with something that I didn't have. But guess what?
You don't know that because you never had it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like an oxymoron. Like I love the fact that I grew up poor. I love the fact that that I had nothing. I love the fact that I had to work for everything that I've got. I love the fact that I had to fucking like my first like whatever, like learning how to speak, how to fucking drive, like everything. Like I love all that. Like I love that. Like I love that.
You took and still in the process, I think your whole art and what you've put out on Australia's Got Talent so far has been a reflection of just your rawness and your realness. Like you're not like somebody that's like, oh, let me just like see if I can delve into the actual like darkness of something, make it seem a little bit more dark than it is, and then like take a spin on it where you've actually gone through that shit.
Yeah.
And you're still finding a comedic spin on it.
I did.
Like what the fuck,
to
man?
anyone that says anything otherwise, like I'm like I got Sundays off. I challenge you to say what it is that I said that was hateful. I am not. I'm not a hateful person. Like
I don't think it comes from hate at all.
No, everything it's actually about acceptance. If you actually read my message, everything I'm saying is about us being together. It's about we come from somewhere else. Like if you think I'm a thief, like just remember how you acquired your thief and how you acquired your wealth. And just because you're in like the place you're in right now is because of thievery. Yeah. Like when I say stuff like I had trouble eating and having to worry about like where to find water. There's a water shortage in Africa. Like I am not saying this from a place of hate. Like as the person that's delivering this message, just remember, it came from my mouth. And I'm looking directly as well right now. My mouth. So if you think that I'm saying it any other way, challenge me and say, what do you mean by this? Or what do you mean by that? And what do you mean by that? Because I can explain each and every one of those. But don't say it just because you want to fucking get to meet Emo. Because I love to get to meet people. But like, don't take my time out. Because like my phone's like red hot. As it is, so
it's blowing up.
Yes, so
the amount of times that screen.
Come correct. Like I will explain every single one of those. If you actually like, your hearts are hearts. You feel that I'm actually fucking like coming like from a bad place. Come.
I don't think you're gonna have many people fucking message you about that, bro, because you're too genuine.
Nah, you will, because like at the end of the day, like remember, like
oh no, you'll have the odd ones that are fucked up.
Dude, that's
that fucking supremacy. That's self-supremacy.
No, like
right?
Like who was it that said it? Like there was a famous comment that actually said it. Like someone gave someone had to give the eulogy for Hitler. I mean. Like he was like someone had to give that eulogy. So it's fine. Like just remember this. Like I'm not the same person. Like I'm only one for love. Spread love, not hate. Like you don't have to love me, but just remember I love you.
Well said, brother. Well said.
Yeah.
I was fucking. It takes a lot to be able to stand forward and project the truth that you've been living with and tell the honesty about what you've been through. And I think like it's going to propagate. Obviously, it's going to come through your art. But like, do you foresee it like being open and honest and truthful? Like, would you hope? Let's say it like that. Would you hope that it gets translated to the younger folk and like almost prescribed as like it's a means of getting out of a hateful situation? It's just spread love, right?
Yo, first and foremost, like if you've actually ever listened to me, I'm a student in comedy. Like I'm learning in comedy. Like I've been doing comedy for 5 years. Like I don't know anyone that's actually climbed up this fast as I have. I have, and that's not to say anything like egotistical or like I'm better than you or like I'm whatever. But just remember this, like whether it's like a South Sudanese or a South African or a guy from Tunisia that has a mom that's half Nigerian, like, or whatever it is that you are, just remember I'm the underdog. Like I came here fucked up with nothing. I came here with nothing. I'm out here trying to spread positivity and try to uplift black people. Like black supremacy is different to black empowerment. Like I'm trying to empower our people to be like better. Like just remember this. Like we came from pharaohs. We came from kings. We came from everything. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, like just remember this. Like I'm just saying, like black is beautiful. And that's not to say that we are better than you if you're a white person, and and every other different nationality that's actually watching this right now. Like honestly, thank you for the support, because like this would never happen. Like before this episode of like Australia Talent came out, like I've been doing this for 5 years. Like I'm not an overnight star, by the way. Like I've been doing this comedy stuff. I've been doing it like for five damn years. And like out of like 100 people that will come to my show, like 5% of them will be like black people, and I'm glad that I'm getting the shine for that. And like and 99%, like whatever the percentage was, like white people will come to my show and they love my show. And I'm glad that we can all come together and actually laugh at the same space. Like I'm not like saying that I'm better than you and I'm whatever. Like my kids are half caste. Like my kids are half Mauritian. Like I'm not saying they're half white, whatever, but they're half Mauritian with an Indian background. Like just remember this. Like I am black empowerment, and like I am like empower every nationality, and tell you just right now, right now, empower yourself in your community. Just remember that.
Amen.
With that being said, vote for Emo.
Vote for Emo.
0407 779 9994.
Yeah, 040 That text Emo 3 times to that number. Every time that you text it, you will receive a notification back from that same number. And
that's how you know it works.
That's how you know it works.
Yeah, so just 0407 777 99994. Vote for Emo. Love you, everybody out here. Thank you very much.
Emo, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, brother. I want to
thank you for even having me, man. Like, honestly, man, like, you shared your platform with me, man. Like, honestly, 100%. Like, I hope that you get, like, whatever comes to you as well. Like, God bless you, man. Like,
same to you, brother.
You are, like, honestly, like, we're going to start fucking like giving people like this here, like, their flowers too. Like, you had me on your platform, and like, how many black people you had on this platform, by the way? And that's not to say anything, by the way. Like what I mean is like I hope like
probably like half, man.
Like half,
yeah.
And he has a studio here, by the way. If you guys ever like any recording artists, you want to come and record, like he has a studio. What's the name? Is the
Creation Studio.
Creation Studio. So come check out my boy. Honestly, man, like out here, he's
Appreciate
out here like making moves, and like diversity is everything as well. Like yo, I'm telling you straight up. Creation Studio. Dude, honestly, thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Roadshow. I want to thank Emo for coming down today. I know you got a busy ass schedule, brother. But yeah, obviously, like amongst everything that's happening in your life right now, I hope that I could at least shine some light on some of the truths and values that you hold dear and near to your heart. And yeah, man, best of luck with everything. I know you're gonna win this shit, so you don't even need the luck. You've already got it.
Yo, shouts out to everyone that actually fucking rocked with me, man. Like honestly, like I'm talking about like fucking anyone from Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, fucking the regional Australia. Like I'm talking about anyone that's tuning in right now, everyone that's watching the Hard Yarns podcast, the Seb show, like everyone in Australia right now that's actually been sharing it. Everyone on Snapchat, everyone that even to $6,000, which like it's been sending me like merch to like just represent like WA product. I am WA product. Like so thank you everyone that's actually been like rocking with me, man. Like thank you so much to you. Thank you so much for everyone, and like God, the Son. Like honestly, man, like thank you. Peace out, everyone. I love you. Black blessing, highly favored.
Latest.
Take me home. I wanna know if you're down, ready to go. Wanna fly away with you. Float